Hey guys, welcome to this video. And you're probably wondering, why do I look like a K-pop artist? Doesn't matter. What matters is I'm gonna tell you some real shit. I got two students who just got laid. One had a girlfriend. One just got laid without using any sort of game whatsoever, just learning social calibrations. And you're probably wondering, how the fuck did this happen? I thought it was all game, John. Game. But it's not all game. How did my two students get a girlfriend, one got laid? One got laid right on July the 3rd. He got a social circle lay, even if he's learning my body language. And the other guy, he got a girlfriend in July the 4th. And you're like, what the fuck? And one of my students who's completely autistic did not understand any of this shit. I'm going to explain to you guys how it's done. Good looking. Here's 4 a.m. Oh, thanks, man. So basically, let's begin. So let's see some evidence that the students got laid like that. So the first guy over here, as you can see, you can see it. This guy from Toronto. They're both from Toronto, by the way, which is a coincidence. But over here, you can read that I got a girlfriend today, date, one kiss, and hold hands, but I knew her from high school Christian days. She is still a Christian now, but I want multiple girlfriends, blonde young ones, blah, blah, blah. No problem. So I use Elite 30. He doesn't know what got him laid. I got him a new haircut. That's why I'm mocking him, looking more Asian. For the Asians that are using bangs and shit, unless you look like a Korean pop idol, I wouldn't even fucking try it, to be honest. Unless you look like me, like that, with a huge fucking golden ratio, I wouldn't even bother with because you guys, when you guys try to look K-pop, you don't look K-pop. When I do it, girls love it, but I don't use it. So what about the other student? One second. Here's the other student. Second guy from Toronto. The first guy is Chinese, I believe. The second guy is Filipino. So you can kind of see him here. He's Filipino. So how did he get laid? Oh, cool. That works for me. By the way, I got laid already too from friends group, so it doesn't really count. Softball, eating out, and yep. Social circle, yep. Did you use the skills at all? Body language, yep. Plowing, facial expressions, and everything. Because I was training him for pre-boot camp. So before he come to boot camp, he needed to be trained because of COVID-19. So while not Daygame, honestly felt weird. Yep, it works. Yep. It's like I'm comfortable talking about nothing, which is social skills. And you guys are like, holy shit. I'm getting used to my skin, a better comparison. So now you're realizing something. You don't need game to get laid. Social skills is social calibrations. What do you think are the three most important things to have success in game? Social skills, social calibrations, and emotional control. So let's talk about it. I got this weird finger shit. 1 second. That's my Rolex. All right. So the three most important things are actually opposite of what you think are the three most important. In fact, that's a great question. The three most important things to focus on is social skills, social calibrations, emotional intelligence. This is game, right? So game is not even used for the student. So what is the most important thing to focus on? You're probably thinking, what the fuck is John wearing? Oh, fuck. You're probably thinking like, shit. You're probably thinking, what the fuck is John wearing? I don't know, some Korean looking shit. So if you look at these two will always be bigger than this two. Because if you have emotional problems, emotional intelligence, so if you have this autism, you're going to have the wrong vibe. By having the wrong vibe, you turn her off. So therefore, your emotional intelligence is much lower. And the problem is that when a tall white dating coach teaches you game, his game can only be 1 out of 10. Because his looks, his natural stats is 10 out of 10. His height is taller 7. Money is 1. And all this other stuff. His game could be only 2 or 1. So therefore, this is all you're getting. You're like autistic plus this. This is all the game, the volume. You see that? The volume is super low. So therefore, this is not transferable. But if you focus all here, okay, and the whole volume is blue, you can see there's much more water, much more value, much more skills than down here. So this is depending on the coach and what ethnicity they look like. Therefore, whatever works for them may not necessarily work for you because they have no social skills. For them, this category does not exist because they're narcissistic sociopaths. Hope that makes sense. So the three most important things: social skills, social calibrations, which is body language, and that's exactly what the students use in emotional intelligence. Let's just get right to it. Let's just dig deeper right into it. I know it's kind of fucked up. If you guys are learning something, give it a thumbs up. I know it's kind of early, but let's just get right into it. Let's dig right into it. Now that you have seen the evidence, that there is actual evidence of students getting results, how the fuck does two students get results on July 3rd and July 4th under John Elite's training when John told them not to learn game? Now you guys are realizing, holy shit. So everything that you've been learning is bullshit. That's correct. And I am the dating coach. Now I have like 440 laid pull testimonials because of this weekend. And you're thinking to yourself, holy fuck, man, that's more and more. Like, holy shit, exactly. That's exactly what you mean. Like, holy shit. How can two students get laid back to back without any game? You've all been lied to. I'm going to break it down. This is going to be the biggest mind fuck for some of you because they keep saying game. But in reality, there's just not enough volume. All right, let's just dig right in because when you look at the student results, like JP, in case you just came later, here's the second student after he got his hair cut and stuff. Take a look. See that? You got a girlfriend, a fucking girlfriend without any game. Just body language. What the fuck? You're probably thinking, that doesn't make any sense. There should be no way that's even humanly possible. Yo, I'm here. Yo, what's up? I'm just mocking Asians because some of my students think by dressing Asian that they can look K-pop. In reality, they can't do it. Finally, John has shit hair. Hey, you're Korean. You're North Korean, so therefore you don't like that I'm South Korean looking. I get it. I totally get it. 안녕하세요. So having said that, let's begin. So now that you guys seen the evidence, hi, I'm a K-pop artist. How you doing, ladies? I bet the other girls are like looking at my YouTube all the time. It's like, hey, I'm back. Remember me from many years ago? I haven't changed one bit. I look exactly like the same 20-year-old I looked like before. All the weight's gone. The jawline's back. The Korean jaw roller. And 안녕하세요. So having said that, so for all the new people that's coming here, just want to say this again. Over the weekends on July 3rd, a student, got a girlfriend without any game, just social calibrations, body language. And then another Filipino student for pre-boot camp training also got laid using social circle, but my body language stuff. Is that weird? But you're like, what the fuck, man? What the fuck? All right, now let's get to it. How the fuck does this happen? There's no way. It's like, oh, he looks like a friendly looking Asian guy, but he's so foul mouth. So I show his results to the other emotional student to Kaizen. I have a new student who's in Kaizen because he's very autistic, emotional. And as you guys know, emotionality equals less results because none of these students actually are emotional. These two guys are not emotional. You're like, what the fuck? So the results happen faster because they're not emotional. So therefore, they don't have handbrakes and they can adapt a lot faster. And I know this is like very different than what you're expecting because you're wondering who is spinning or why is all this stuff being spun to you as emotion equals this, and that. It all has to fit with evolutionary psychology or it's bullshit. You have video course where I can teach a method you teach on boot camps. How can I get those? You're not here to steal my fucking techniques all the time and trying to replicate it, you fucking asshole. I'm 6 foot but looks 5'8" in social calibration work for me. If I'm a 6 and 5 foot, you want to boost your height. But social calibrations play a big role. Elevator shoes, dude. Elevator shoes. So he was emotional, repeating the same lessons for 3 days. This student has fucked up his Kaizen lesson, which is trying to use the facial expressions for that particular day, trying to be happy on the inside of the mood and using the facial expressions. That was his particular exercise of that particular day. His eyebrows only went up like this. That's the most he can do. His mouth, when I covered it, he only saw the bottom. He's just looking mean like this. And that's the problem because for him, he didn't realize it because when you're autistic, you only see two different facial expressions. So is he didn't know, because once you put the eyes in the mouth, he can no longer, it'll click to the left brain, the symbolic brain. He either sees a smiley face. This is not a sad face or frown. You know why he calls it? Stressed. Stressed. So for women, he only sees happy or stressed. So for dating coaches, he only sees happy or stressed. He cannot read all the other million emotions in between. Maybe not a million, but dozens of emotions in between. He cannot read those. I have great social skills, but I think social calibration is my problem. Maybe it's Asperger's. Yeah, get Elite 30. I think it's time to start with that program, because they've already got 2 students over the weekends laid, and a girlfriend too, without any sort of game. This could be the missing link. I took a Skype session with this guy, and since brain's wired in a deep level life, I'm fucking the hottest bitches. I know how to dress. I'm no longer a little bitch. Congratulations, man. Congratulations. I took a Skype session with this guy, and since then, my brain's wiring deep level light. I'm fucking hottest bitch. Sweet. For shizzle. For shizzle, my nizzle. So basically, he was able to adapt faster. But that's the problem. That's the problem. If it took 3 days to get over his social calibrations because he was too emotional, there's too much adrenaline, too much cortisol been flooding his system, then that's the problem. So he cannot really move forward. So if you look at evolutionary psychology, in the some basis study, a large community sample, we have reason to doubt that there are robust gender differences in whether, to what extent they perceive specific emotions to be present in the face. Men do have less confidence in their emotional intelligence, including their own ability to perceive emotions on the face, than do women. However, the lower score does not predict the perception of target emotions, but is associated with their stronger perception of traits of emotions that were not intended. Even if it's present, we should keep in mind, however, the difference is that we found we're small, and therefore we cannot specifically speculate on social implications of these findings. So basically what they're trying to say is that men and women actually don't feel that emotionally different. It's not much stronger than the others. But women, if you have the social calibrations, you can bypass their defense for facial expressions and body language. It's almost like a lockpick. So why do you think I steal? I'm here to learn. Because you want to be a dating coach or something. You use my shit. White girl's an Asian guy. Okay. We'll talk about that later. The students did get an Asian girl for these guys. So you might be thinking like, well, they're exactly the same race. Hey guys, for all the new guys, there are 8 people here. This Filipino student pre-boot camp training, he got laid with a social circle using my social calibrations, body language. And for the other guy, he also right here, he got a girlfriend without any sort of game, just social calibrations and changing his hairstyle. That's why I'm walking with his hairstyle. So for all the new guys here, you're like, whoa, what the flying fuck? What the fuck? So this counters any sort of theory of game, because they got laid on July the 3rd and July the 4th. Today is July the 5th. That's why I'm on here right now. Sorry I wasn't on here as much. I've been too busy studying. Everyone thumbs up. Exactly. Everyone thumbs up. Nice K-pop haircut. Thanks, man. It's just mocking them. I just felt like it. It's just for fun. I'm not going to do that again. So K-pop elite. So basically, more research is needed in terms of blah, blah, blah. But you can see social calibrations cuts through everything. So everything about my students, they support evolutionary psychology. If something breaks evolutionary psychology, it's probably bullshit. It's a red pill spin. It is about grabbing and taking your money. And I'll explain that. Because red pill theories do contradict my student results or evolutionary psychology. So tall white blacks, Latinos, Middle Easterns, they always get automatic girlfriends. We know that, right? So, but I also mentioned that Asian men can get Asian women. So that's exactly what happened with the social calibrations. It's automatic. Like, do you think this guy have any social skills? Dude's almost like a fucking psychopath, seriously, with no emotional intelligence. But he still got a girlfriend. The other guy is normal in terms of emotions and social skills, a normal case. Did that have anything to do with being emotional girlfriend? Not at all. That's complete, absolute fucking nonsense. Complete, absolute fucking nonsense. Luca, I'm not a dating coach. I'm a real estate agent trying to learn dating. All right, Luca, shut the fuck up. We all know you're a dating coach, by the way. How are you, Arda? Nice K-pop here. Okay, let's continue. So, did I mention it was easier for Asians with Asian women? Of course it is. But was it really a skill? Or what was it he like her fucking type? And that's the problem. They were not aware how fobby their hair was. Because when I get them both a haircut, basically what happened is they no longer fit in the Asian tribe. They fit into the white girl tribe. But for them, you might be thinking, well, it's K-pop, right? So their haircut looks K-pop. No, their haircut looks like they're just fucking out of the Wuhan. They look like they just came out of Wuhan from COVID-19, out of China. Seriously, their haircut is that bad. It doesn't look like K-pop at all. They don't look like a K-pop haircut. So they can't pull it off. Oh, a person went off because I said Wuhan. Ooh, I'm Chinese, dude. I'm not Korean. So calm the fuck down. So the second student, although I am indirectly teaching him social calibrations, before he comes to the boot camp because there's too much COVID-19, BC is locked down a little bit. Because BC is locked down, I can't actually, he's not allowed to fly in here. They'll fucking detain him and tell him to go back to Toronto. And both these students is from Toronto, by the way. So it's not like this is kind of interesting. This kind of place in Toronto, yeah, fucking same students, like same place. So as I'm preparing for his boot camp, the body language got him late. Now I see a pattern here. So they still got to like have the right mindsets to get white girls, but they still got Asian girls. Whatever, it's a start, right? It's a start. So for his boot camp story, he's already got a social circle lay, so that goes towards his documentary. And then when he gets the next lay, then he comes on over, he gets another lay in the boot camp, gets another lay back at home. His documentary is gonna be really, really fucking awesome. And it's not even game he's focused on. I told him not to focus on game, focus on social calibrations. He was like, "Hey John, how you sexualize it?" And I was like, "Dude, no. Back to social calibrations." Okay, so let's see. At least women find him attractive, but that's the thing though, because the other guy was 5'11", the other first Asian guy, this guy. So the height did help him to some degree. Exactly the same theories, which is protector status. He's 5'11", he's not like weak. So everything does not contradict evolutionary psychology. That's the thing. It does never, ever contradicts evolutionary psychology when I teach stuff. Red pill always contradicts evolutionary psychology. That's what makes it so fucking dangerous. John's a funny guy. Thanks, man. I'm also in Toronto. Oh, cool. So what area are you talking about? That I'm gonna keep a secret from my students. I'm 5'6", 5'7". I'm Latino, but I look Filipino. Oh, okay. What city do you do boot camps? I teach boot camps mainly in Vancouver, Canada. So that's where all the boot camps reside usually. Okay, so I'm not gonna teach it other place. I'm not gonna come to you. You're gonna have to come to me. And when you look at my boot camp page, guys, you see I actually have the most students laid or pull in the entire world by far. It is almost double of anyone else if there's a second place. If you add my involvement, that's 8 more fucking testimonials, guys. Seriously. And I'm not credited with all of them. So I'm already that good, even since 2013 as a dating coach. Gaming elite is that elite. As a dating coach is impossibly good. Like gifted. Like it's not even exaggeration. Way back then, before I even know the same day lay kind of thing. What the fuck? Because that social calibrations work back then. Social calibrations still work right now. You guys get it? You're like, holy shit. So you're saying that social calibrations all the way back from 2013 to 2015 that you were teaching still works in the future? Abso-fucking-lutely. Because that's the first day of the boot camp where you see a lot of students pulling or getting late. You're like, that doesn't make sense. Why does it work so much? But for some of you, you're starting to open up your mind. If this, in the last boot camp clip, remember you saw that guy? Hey, Uncle John's the man of the hour right here. Yeah. Do you see he didn't learn any sort of game? He was only learning social calibrations, body language. And then the second or day, he was learning more of the social skills. Holy shit. Now, a lot of you guys are like, wait a fucking minute. John knows something that we don't. Yeah, and yeah, so in which the definition social caliber. How much does it cost for boot camp? How do I get some material before the course? Um, boot camp is $800 per day, but now I have a deal. I already cut off the first deal last month. If you take 3 or 4 days, you get 1 extra day because of COVID-19. If you take like 5 or 6 days, you get like 2 days extra, and if you take 7 days, you get 3 days, which is like 10 days. But I already cut out the first deal. Only the 5-day deal exists in the 7-day deal. But I'm not going to train anyone who wants to potentially be a dating coach, because I'm not here. Even if you got 1% of my skill, you are better than everyone else. You'll be stuck in place. That's not what I want in the world. So I hope that makes sense. As long as you're not like a dating coach or even potentially want to be one, then yeah, we can talk. But if you are, or you're thinking about it, I would say that if I find out, I will cut you right out of the program. Like, I would seriously not even teach you. So social calibrations is a good question. It is the body language, the 45 degree, not moving the neck, the facial expressions, at the same time moving the hands correctly. And when you talk to women, you can kind of feel your emotions because everything is calibrated, kind of like right now. And that's the hard thing, because all these guys have to do all 30 pieces, including facial expressions, body language, the stance correctly, the neck, also, every single piece together, the stop, all this other stuff. It's always the physical thing. Social calibrations is actually the physical part of the game, the non-verbal communication. So when you look at a breakdown on a chart, 55% of the communication, scientifically speaking, I'm not sure if I have it over here or not, but 55% is social calibrations. So why are you ignoring social calibrations? Because 33% or something is the tonality, and also 4% is the words. That means the game is only 4%, which doesn't really matter. That doesn't really matter. So you're thinking game is just, I'm going to open up your minds today, guys, beyond anything you've ever seen. Stick around all the way till the end. I'm going to get right to the fucking point. When I tell you that the game is just the very last piece of it, you're going to be like, oh my God, this is going to be the biggest mind fuck you ever had in your life, that you've been lied to by all the red pill dating coaches. All right, let's see. I want to concentrate on one here. I don't know. I want elevator shoes, but I know it's necessary. Is the truth you have to wear it? Because if you're 5'6", even without elevator shoes, because the shoes by itself, let's say for example, if you don't wear elevator shoes, you try to wear heel lifts. The heel lift is like a big wedge-shaped thing. There's not enough room from here to here using heel lifts. You would need an elevator shoe with this stuff built into it. Does that make sense? The wedge has to be built in. So therefore, that's how you gain the 3 inches of height, and you can only boost it by 1.5. So even if you are 5'6", you'd be 5'7.5". Anyways, that's not enough to be 5'9". Hope that makes sense. So, okay, body language, facial expression, exactly. So now that you look at it, okay, so student really has no emotions whatsoever. He's 52nd. I'm just looking through what I wrote here, but they both bought Elite Bundle, and one of them is taking the boot camp, and the other guy is like whatever. But one guy's taking Kaizen, and he doesn't realize how important it is. So I was once telling people that in my last post on the blog, although not everyone reads my blog, but I do have a blog, I told people that the body language was more important. They should be practicing it because they think it's natural game. But real naturals, not the PUA types, like the inner circle type, the real naturals, they have perfect social skills. So one thing I've noticed about the inner circle is everyone has a perfect body language. They're very grounded, and they have the perfect tonality. And when they hit women, when they speak, they're so grounded, and they hit so hard. They're not trying to like be a cuck overly like. But all the naturals I know have perfect body language. All the naturals I know has perfect body language. So how we get to this, Johnny Lee? When we approach women with another girl in a solo approach, do we apply social calibration on one girl or both at the same time? That's the problem. You don't approach two girls because you don't have the skills to. I can do it. I'm professional. I'm probably the only few that can do it. So stop fucking mentally masturbating, trying to feel good. Aim for one girl at a time. That has nothing to do. That's not walking super fast. Stop fucking wasting time with mental masturbation. And then you can get your skills down. Hope that makes sense. Oh, my blog is at https johnelite.com. So there it is. There's my blog. All right, let's get right to it. Because so you can't really use natural game because some of the PUAs are kind of autistic. So this is one of those stupid theories. You must learn the social calibrations first in your body language. If you cannot get the body language down and stuff like that, no amount of natural game because you're naturally creepy is going to work. That is a complete and bullshit utter lie. Hope that makes sense. So I know it sounds great. Natural game, I can just be myself. It's like a college level game. Like I'm talking to college girls in college and I just but some people don't have the social skills. Some people don't have the social calibrations. Some people are autistic. Their body language is defeating them. Their body language is overly emotional, overly timid. So now you guys are realizing that before you do natural game, you must boost the social calibrations. You're like, oh shit. Now it's clicking. For some people, there's like a light bulb going off in your head. What realizes the red pillars is that they are value deniers. Yes, exactly. Kaizen is a course which is like one body language at a time. So for example, they're like, blah, blah, blah. They only work on the neck for one day. Next day, they just work on standing 45 degrees. So now they have to have the neck and 45 degrees. And then the next day, they have to stick their chest out. So now they have to do all three at once. And it's really hard because you're juggling three things at once, like 3 plates on a stick. And then number 4, the 4th day, they use their facial expressions and talk. And number 5, they have to stop moving their head. You know, blah, 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 all that stuff. Day number 6, they might be using a facial expressions. Day number 7, they might be using body language. You have to judge this by sending to me your WhatsApp clips for Kaizen. So for WhatsApp, I'll be correcting one day at a time. And you keep sending me clips until you can get this to a habit. And once you get this to a habit, you have to do this for 10 times and send me the video. If you fuck up, you do squats. Or if you do it correctly, you do it up to 22 times. In 33, you're like, oh my God, it's like the military. John thinks like the military. This is like a martial art. This is like a martial art. There's no theories, guys. This is something that's hardcore that needs to be repeated. That's why they call it skill. And the problem with the red pill is that they're skillless. They're sociopaths without social skills. They're value SMVing it, value deniers SMVing it, spam approaching, so they don't have to learn the skills. They believe by enough volume that they can overcome the skills by the results, by SMVing it. And those guys with a lower SMV are going to be struggling like crazy. I'm glad I travel overseas on Skype. He also gave me some training video. I no longer put women on a pedestal, got in shape and dressed Zara. Sweet, man. Sweet. All right, let's continue. So therefore, that sort of, now you understand that natural game is bullshit. Natural game is for people that already have social skills and social calibrations. It is not for the general public. Okay, so let's see. So playbook. Oh yeah, playbook is the game. The game is only put on top of the social calibrations later on. This is why I tell the Asian students, as you can see, these two guys that got laid on July 3rd and July 4th. One got a girlfriend, the other guy got laid in a social circle. I tell the Asian students specifically that you are not allowed to use their playbook until you have mastered or be proficient with Elite 30. You're probably thinking, wait, John, the guy who really fucked up who's part of my Kaizen program, the reason he fucked up is because he skipped the Elite 30 and he went right to the playbook. He started learning every line, which is only 4% of the game, because that's the communication. The words are only 4%. He'd been learning every single line. Excuse me real quick, I have a question. You have a creative, he sounds like, is it artistic? Is it autistic vibe about you? Are you an autist? Are you an autist? That scares women, because he'd been trying to learn every single line. And he delayed his results because he didn't want to. Now he's learning Kaizen. He's catching up. But because he dismissed social calibrations, he's still asking me today in questions, which I'll tell you guys, you're going to be really amazed about his questions because he had no social awareness. What is the playbook? Sorry, so many questions. This is my first video seeing. Okay, I have a product called a John Elite Playbook. So the John Elite Playbook is more of the game style product. The product before that was the social calibrations body language product. They kind of go together. So Elite 30 is kind of like the building foundation. So the further you dig down, that's why I told the other guy from Toronto, right, the Filipino, the more you dig in, the more you can build upwards for the buildings. The problem with the POAs is they're always trying to build upwards, and then the building keeps falling because they don't have that social skills, social calibration foundation. And now you guys are like, whoa, so you're saying that foundation is what makes the game work much better. Yes, that means the game is not always so important. The foundation already gets you pulling in late. And sometimes the students, they wonder, how come on the first day of my boot camp in Eclipse, sometimes the students can pull a woman home? You're like, that doesn't make sense. Actually, now you realize it actually makes way too much fucking sense. It is the social calibrations that actually enable them to do it. And this is something, social skills, social calibrations, that other dating coaches don't really talk about. When you look at the last boot camp student, you know, that John's the man, right? That guy, he already got laid within like 5 to 10 approaches with the phone number closed with this woman. And it was during his training, during social calibration, guys. Social calibration, that's what's so important. No, everyone just dismisses it, all the red pill dating coaches. Holy shit, they just don't even care. They're dangerous people. So is direct game effective if you're socially normal, dude? 100% no. So direct game is the most ineffective style game because now it becomes a Tinder street game. She either says yes or no. So therefore, you already funnel yourself out. So you have shot yourself in the foot. You should be not using that. Because if that's the first way, people say the opener doesn't matter, but it matters a lot. You can't just disqualify yourself and you turn everything to a numbers game. So now you're spam approaching going direct. I don't believe in a numbers game. This is why social calibrations is not a numbers game. Hope that makes sense. This is why the student was able to get laid in 5 to 10 approaches during the boot camp. And the girl did come out because the body language mattered a lot. I mean, it mattered a lot. So how much can I get laid? How much can I get laid with the playbook? Well, you look like you're a good looking guy or tall and stuff, right? So I think quite a lot. Buy both of them if you want triple the results. Because you got the SMV. If that's what you physically look like. Decent square jaw and stuff like that. But it's not cheap. The playbook's not cheap, but it's better buy the bundle. The bundle is cheaper. You get more for the money. All right, let's continue. So the Kaizen student, yeah, he did the opposite, and it kind of slowed down his progress. Already with social calibrations, one student already got a girlfriend, and the other guy's, you know, already got like laid. So all these theories are bullshit. The top half is more important, as you were asking, and that's a great question. That's a great question to be asking. So, but John, social skills, that sounds blue-pilled. In reality, this is why PUAs are socially retarded. I mean, I don't agree with the blue pill for everything, but most of your friends already got like 4 or 5 girlfriends. And you're wondering how come they're able to get girlfriends? It's because when you take the red pill, you dismiss the social skills from the blue pill. And you're like, now you cannot infiltrate all these tribes. That's why you're doing spam approaching. It's kind of like you spam approaching, because every time you do it, you don't fit into their tribe. It's just like now this looks like you fit more in an Asian tribe. The other hairstyle fits more in a whitewash tribe, but you don't fit in their tribe. You're unrelatable because you got the wrong body language and you don't have social skills. You can't navigate a social circle. You cannot navigate different tribes. And now you guys are realizing, holy shit. So you're saying by disqualifying the the blue pill and going all red pill, all or nothing thinking like a sociopath and autistic person, you have blocked yourself from learning social skills and you made the game harder. Yeah, think about the kind of people that have been telling you this kind of shit. Usually they're more positive stereotypes. Does that make sense? They're usually tall, white, black, Latino looking, Middle Eastern look. They'll tell you this kind of shit. And for them, they operate without social skills. So they keep spam approaching and they go for like SMVing it. So they say the best way to meet women is from networking, social circle. How much can okay? Well, the thing is that you want to be able to navigate a social circle. So when you bring it to day game becomes much easier. You'll be playing on an easier mode. Hope that makes sense. If you can do it there, you can bring the skills over to this side and just shatter the game in day game. And this is the inner circle technology. All of the inner circle, they all have perfect social skills and perfect social calibrations. They can talk to just about anyone. And some of these guys from California, all their friends are like high value Microsoft people like Steve Wozniak, all these celebrities and shit. He knows all of them in the network, these high value guys, because the social skills is so fucking strong. And a lot of you guys could barely even talk to all these high value people, celebrities, or talk to any high value people normally. A lot of you are very antisocial, and this really, really hurts your game. So, yeah, it's clicking for some of you. I think pills are a silly construct. The red pill believes in shaving your head, approaching women just to focus on muscle. You drop the pills, you accept everything. That's correct. So imagine every pill is a different continent. So if red pill is North America, blue is, this is random, is South America, black pill is Africa, no offense, and purple pill is Asia, and black pill is I don't know, some other fucking place. So the point is, if all these pills are different places, they're different places of the world. If you start separating them, it's very sociopathic. I say all the pills are half truths. None of them are actually accurate. So when you drop all the pill mentality, you start to see the world for what it really is. So sociopaths believes in pills because they're deluded. They have opinions as facts, and they lack social skills. They always believe that they are 100% right. Opinions as facts. Yet at the same time, I have facts as opinions because I have student results. As you guys can see, in case there's new people here, I have a student just on the July the 4th. This is for new people that just got a girlfriend without any sort of game whatsoever. And I had another student. It's such a coincidence that happened at the same time. I had another student who was in a social circle who was using the body language before he was learning the boot camp, all this stuff, and he got laid. That doesn't make no fucking sense. And the guy, that student that are not getting as much results, the guy taking Kaizen, he only believes in game. He's stuck. Very autistic. You cannot see the different facial expressions. He's stuck. The dating coaches have fucked his mind up. So for beginners, how many approaches do you suggest every month? It's not about how many approaches. If you practice Elite 30 in front of a mirror, you have a no stakes practice. So therefore, if you want to fix one aspect, let's say white people, they love to face her. But if you practice standing at 45 degrees, for example, with your neck back and chest out, and that's really hard for you. You're so used to just squaring off like James Bond. You practice this for like maybe a few days until you can do it. But your hands are always in your pocket if you're white. Then you got to learn how to move the hands and the facial expressions without moving the neck. You see that? By practicing at home and rehearsing it, it's kind of like learning how to do MMA or boxing at home, drills. And when you go back out there, the skills will take over because you go from unconscious incompetence where you have no idea what the problem is. You go from unconscious incompetence to conscious incompetence, means you're aware of your mistakes now when I talk to you. Then you become conscious competence, means you have to force it just to be able to do this because it's hard. It's really, really hard because the habit is not like that. And it becomes automatic. You just go in the streets. It doesn't matter how many approaches. Once you get it, you get it. But that's a skill. Skill takes 21 days. It doesn't mean it takes 21 days, but it takes at least usually 21 days to master a new habit. And you're thinking to yourself, oh my God, if it takes 21 days and these guys are spam approaching, are they building bad habits? Answer is absolutely. This is why after 5 or 6 years of RST spam approaching, their habits gets worse and worse. The guys with the higher SMV, the taller white guys, black looking, Latino, all that shit, they'll get some results in upward spiral for their delusions. The guys who are lower SMV will go in a downward spiral, and they'll go to next coach, next red pill, next red pill, next red pill, next red pill, next red pill. Just in a circle, wasting all the fucking money while these coaches don't give a shit about you because they're Machiavellian. Yeah, black pillars' opinions as facts, know-it-all attitude. Yeah, they need to. I'm gonna call out the black pill like soon. Fuck these people. Daygame in groups with wingman or alone. Which one we suggest that's better? I would probably do it alone. I would do it alone. You could do both, but in reality, do it alone. You get much better. Rehearse alone. Go out there and go do it alone. But sometimes once in a while you can do that with a wingman, but do it alone is much better. So. Can I buy one of those programs from your website? Which one do we suggest to start to get laid? Well, because you're tall and strong, I think it depends on your budget. If you can afford it, get the $600 package. This one's been popular, been flying off the shelves recently. That way it comes with Elite 30 and also comes with a playbook, but you also get to Skype with me. That's the great thing. You get to Skype with the John Elite, the world's best day game coach. Instead of 5 Skypes, now it's 6 Skypes because of the pandemic deal. I already cut off the playbooks. You don't get 4 Skypes, you only get 3. This is like the best deal ever. You guys have no idea how good this deal really is. Elite 30, I was gonna cut off the Skype from it. It still has a Skype. If that's your budget, you can only afford for $160. $600 gets you the whole package. It solves all your problems forever. Invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. And just promise me one thing. When you get results, although you do look like a positive stereotype, make me a video testimonial, because the more students that gets laid, and you guys see it, the more students that buys a program, the more I can get more students laid. So it's kind of like rather than telling you guys red pill shit, I tell you the truth. You guys get laid faster, you become unstoppable, and then more people can see it and try to get the video of your lays, or you with the women in the bedroom, because I want to get as much evidence as possible for your videos. Don't be like selfish and shit. Get that in there. I'll censor your faces and stuff. Don't worry, I'll censor your dick too. It doesn't mean I have to show you getting laid, but I can censor all that stuff. No problem. So, any Pakistan, I don't care. 600, I buy immediately. Exactly. So, just go to Elite, www.johnelite.com. Online programs, get it immediately. Send me a 600 so I can buy as well. Okay. I'll send you guys a link right now. But you wouldn't believe how many copies have been selling of this program in the last week. Or on the 3rd day, on July the 3rd, it's been selling out like crazy. People want some real fucking game. Okay. Let's see here. Just give me a second. Okay. I'll get right to that in a second. I can at least show you the website. We can start with there. We can find the bundle afterwards. The bundle, you can click a link in there and it'll get you to the bundle. This is just the separate programs. And here's the bundle. Here's the link. Copy link address. We ever debate facing LMS? I already won the battle. I already have the most student results in the world. These black pill people don't have a single testimonial, or they can't even get their friends laid. I already won. There's no battle. There's no need to debate, because this is scientific. This is science versus opinions as facts. Half truths, one continent. I'm the only day game coach that actually do not believe in any of the pills. I already won. In fact, I won so badly, there's 440 late pull testimonials. And they have no social skills. That's the problem with black pill. So I don't need to debate him on fucking bone angles and shit. It is golden ratio, not fucking maxilla angles. Let's continue. All right. So basically what's happening is for dating coaches. So now that you guys stop dismissing the blue pill, they're usually very money hungry. So they're always like, the students are like, John, game. This is what they say to me. Game, John, game. Game, John, game, game. But I spent 18 years learning every fucking style known to man. So some of you may not realize this, but I've been in the game since 2001. I think I got some documentation. I'm not sure if it's here or not. I have it somewhere on the ground somewhere. Where the fuck is it? Yeah, I gotta find this shit, but I took commercial animation in Capilano University. So these are some of the model sheets and stuff. You can see that. So when I took the course and stuff, final date August. So 99, 1/6. That's 2001 6. Whatever. This stuff is really old. See? That's part of the program. So I started Daygame in 2001. You can see other documentations on my site. I started with Ross Jeffrey style. I know every single red pill Daygame style in the whole world. I know every fucking tactic. So when I talk about this stuff, it's not like I'm talking on my ass. I know every single game tactic known to man. And I can tell you there's more of value, social calibrations and social skills aspect to it than actually, unless you want to SMV it with height muscles and race advantages, or if you look like a certain race. That's not game, guys. That's not game. That's autism, sociopathy. So how does this really work when you think about it? So I try to explain to the student, okay? I try to explain to the other student, how does this work? And he did not understand it. He's like, John, I thought game, like how I thought it's game. The best way to think about it is imagine a street salesman. He grabs a big table like this, boom. Okay, he grabs a big table and he's putting jewelry on top. So for a guy who's white, tall, white, black, or Latino. So John Lee is 33 years. No, I'm not saying what my age is, but the point is I am a first generation POA. So basically it's like if you put in good watches here or good jewelry and the woman buys into it. So it's not so much as sales skills, it's because what's on the table is worth more. Does that make sense? So a lot of these guys, the cold approaching is just like going on the streets and showing your wares. So in reality, let's just illustrate this so you guys can really understand the point. So if a guy was a salesman and he had a table full of expensive shit, like watches and shit, and he's like, hey man, this is like whatever, my game, right? Check out my wares and shit, right? You're gonna love it. In reality, what's happening is, this is what's happening. So he may be telling you, if you can kind of see this. So this guy over here is like, to women, check out my wares. And even guys that have a nice funnel and stuff, you know, they have leads and go into an Instagram. They're just basically showing pictures of their wares, of their value. Does that make sense? These guys are just bringing their physical value right here. This is their SMV. This is their race advantage. All that stuff. So they have all these items over here. The woman says, well, there's enough value, so she buys into it. Now he thinks it's his game. So he says, I said this one line or this second line. So what happens is that when you try to do it, okay, rather than having nice shit, you try to sell your shit like a beggar, right? And here's your table, smaller table. And all your shit here is just wooden bullshit, kind of like native art, because you're Asian and you're trying to go for a white girl and you don't have any social skills. So now you try to use tactic number 1. You try to use tactic number 2, but you don't have the same value. Does that make sense? You don't have the same value, so therefore, whatever tactics he's trying to teach you here is irrelevant. What he teaches you here is not transferable to you because you do not have the same value. So this is why they SMV it, because they don't have skills. But someone like this, you need more skills, social skills, selling skills. It's not the tactics, it's not the say this line and say that line. It is the social skills, the selling tactics, the body language, the tonality, you know, all that shit contributes to that sale. But you cannot sell shit. And this is what some of the Asian students do not realize. They love trying to sell shit. For them, they just can't wait to sell shit. They're like, ooh, they're just spam approaching and they're pulling. And when they pull her back home, you know, they try to escalate. And she's wondering, what the fuck, man? I thought this guy was trying to be a gay best friend because he has no skills, no body language, no tonality. She didn't know his intentions. However, I hope that makes sense. This analogy, I hope this hits home. For a lot of you, you guys are realizing that red pill dating coaches are basically guys who plop something on the table and says, look at my wares here. Look at my watches. Look at this. And you're over here saying, I can do the same thing. And you got like a shitty wooden spoon. You got like a shitty wooden fucking carving native art. You got this shitty fucking necklace and you're like a beggar. Hey, you want to buy this? I'm taking massive action. I'm taking massive action. Plonk the next table. Now, how many approaches? I can keep plumping the table in front of her and keep trying to sell her. You guys see how fucking crazy that is now? You're like, oh my God, John's right. For a lot of you, just like, so they're value deniers with no social skills, and they're just basically selling their value or their wares, and it's worth more than yours. That's all it is. So the guys with the lower SMV is just going to be like putting a table down a lot, selling bullshit. Prove me wrong, but I don't think women sees the watch. She has infinite value, money, OnlyFans. I think that I think you're full of shit. I field tested this. Most of the students in the boot camps, they all wear Rolex. They do see it because I'm gonna call you on your bullshit. Let's see what you think. In your opinions as facts. I might change my mind. Wrong wording. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because it's not about the wares. This is what you guys don't see. Looks is out of 10. We know that out of 10. Money is out of 5. So if you have an expensive watch, this is a $250,000 watch, guys. Rolex Rainbow Daytona. So that might make my money out of 4. 4 is better than 0 for most of you Asian guys who dress homeless, trying to look K-pop, but you look like a Wuhan COVID-19 victim. Status. You can show your wares by a good Instagram, you know, but it's out of 10. Status is out of 10. Or you're race because you're Asian, now you're 0 out of 10 because of the coronavirus. If you're tall, white looking, guess what? 10 out of 10. Tall, black looking, 8 out of 10. Tall, Latino looking, 7. Middle Eastern, 6. Actually, now it's different in Europe. Middle Eastern is more 7. Latino's been lower because of Donald Trump. And then lastly, the game is like out of 10. But the game is divided into 4 categories. Social skills, social. So this is like 25, 25, 25, 25. Game is only a small 25%. So if you don't think by being this frame, because there's 6 frames. Number 1, the fuckboy frame. Okay? Instead of writing all this stuff, boyfriend, girlfriend frame, number 2. Number 3 is the social circle friend zone guy. Number 4 is the husband material. Number 5, it is the daddy dollar frame seeking arrangements frame. Number 6 is the high status celebrity status. And that's the thing. RSD Tyler would try to use celebrity status, saying, I'm a leader of a cult. Of course, you got other short guys who say, oh yeah, it's not about my game, right? It's all about being a fuckboy frame, number 1. In reality, they're using like high status, which is like their entire social circle. They're showing other pre-selection with women. They're showing that they're a club promoter. They're showing all this other shit. And they're saying, it's just my game. No, the value already exceeded. So you will want the points here if you're Asian. You want to be in the husband material because think about it this way. First of all, not every Asian can fit in with the second frame, which is the boyfriend-girlfriend frame. So therefore, no romance is necessary. As you can see, my students don't even use romance. They don't need romance to get a girlfriend or fucking late. So therefore, that frame, using romance, you have cock block yourself. So therefore, you got to think women have like 10 guys, okay? 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Out of 10 guys, they're going to marry the 10th one right here. He's going to be 6 foot something, 6'1", okay? He's going to have some money, some decent lifestyle. She's going to cheat on him. This becomes the boyfriend frame. That's the problem. But you see that? She'd go through 10 dicks long term and cheat on him on the side. On the side, when she's not in a relationship, she'll bang as many guys through Tinder as possible. And then afterwards, when you're Asian, you don't fit in the 10 frames with the white girl. So therefore, you need to be the husband material, frame number 4. With husband material, you have now moved your way to the last frame, which is the husband material, marriage material. But you can mix it with fuckboy, and you can dump her right afterwards, and just, you know, after you fuck her, if you really wanted to. So if you're asking whether or not this helps, I would say it helps 100%, because it gets like most of the boot camp students, the recent ones, they all wear the same fucking watch. Why do you think that is? This is the truth, guys. 4 points. Don't be fucking stupid. Husband material. Stop fucking around. This is the truth, guys. This is right in your fucking face. The fucking mother fucking truth. Holy shit, guys. You're probably thinking, what the fuck? How can you not see this? Oh my God. I can't go into details which Rolexes and everything. That's none of your business. Only for the bootcamp students and my students. Show me. Thanks for showing why I don't see. No problem. So what watch is status symbol for husband material? Rolex. I won't say which brand, exactly which model, but there is a specific type of Rolex depending on the lower value of the Asian students or a higher value white student. They will wear a different type of Rolex. But this is top secret technology that should not. John Elite is so right. Exactly. So therefore, this is so top secret that I can't even talk about it. This is only for the bootcamp students. This is only for. This just makes everything easier. This just makes everything easier, and everything is protector status and pre-selection. I mean, survival and replication value. Survival and replication value. So by being in the husband material, you have survival and replication value. Does that make sense? That survival value is why the blue pill is able to get girlfriends, because they have a fucking job. And most of these autistic guys can barely even have a job. Most of them are like getting disability money from the black pill. Also, most of these guys are just going for minimum wage. Yet their friend has a career and he has a girlfriend that possibly wants to be a future wife. So therefore, he can use that to game her, although she will cheat on him. Are you guys starting to get this? Replication value is all the height, muscles, everything. But if you have both of them, you can use it to your advantage. You can be the fuckboy frame with the husband material. 2 frames in one. It's just like you see with these funnels and stuff, especially in Toronto, all this so-called natural game. They call it a fuckboy frame, but in reality, it's just high status with a fuckboy frame. It's a mix. This one's husband material and fuckboy. These two gives you all the advantages. In the inner circle, all use this to their advantage. All of them are like multimillionaires because they're multimillionaires with mansions, they're rich, and they have perfect social skills. And that's why I should not be teaching you guys this stuff. This is secret technology from the inner circle. Now you guys can see why it all works. Now your mind is kind of like opening up. You're realizing John is telling you guys the truth of the game. There is no spin. There is no fucking spin. This is the game. This is evolutionary psychology. This is scientific. This is my student results. This has matched all the science. It all aligns perfectly. That's why all the testimonials are there. And they're going to get so many more testimonials as soon as you guys stop being pussies and go out there and approach during COVID-19. This is probably a big mindfuck right now. This is probably big. Are you sure autistic people don't have jobs? They usually excel in work. Well, that's the thing though. That's called Asperger's. Asperger's do excel because they have a narrow focus. So they're not really autistic. They're more like the high functioning autism. Hope that answers your question, the purifier. High functioning autism does not affect their job. It's just like Elon Musk, Albert Einstein, all these people are Asperger's. But autism means excessive emotionality. Exactly like the Kaizen student who is struggling with the game because he's just way too emotional and he doesn't have the SMV, guys. If you're emotional, it doesn't even matter if you're emotional or not. You still get a girlfriend if you're tall and you're part of the right race. It's automatic for Daygame with social calibrations and social skills. Automatic. So this emotionality is bullshit because women, according to science, feels exactly the same intensity of emotions as guys. It's just us guys, we know how to hide our emotions better. That's it. It's just not socially unacceptable to be too emotional as a guy. Now you guys are realizing, holy shit. All right, let's continue. So there was another student that also got laid under my training, believe it or not, during COVID-19. But he didn't want to give me the credit for it. Piece of shit. Exactly. Okay. I'll show you. This guy, he also got a girlfriend, exactly the same way, Asian girlfriend. But he got it so fast, new haircut. He learned Elite 30. He didn't learn the game, but he didn't want to give credit because he thought it happened too fast. These are the kind of students I'll kick out, the bad apples, the ungratefuls, the low spiritual IQ, the emotional snowflake cunts. He was decent looking, pretty boy type. And he got Asian phobia girlfriend. So 3 of them got Asian girlfriend. 2 of them got Asian girlfriend during COVID-19. And one of them got like a lay social circle. Are you guys seeing a pattern here? Holy shit, right? If people have Asperger's autism, what's your advice? Elite 30 from Hard Case to Hero. Elite 30. Kaizen for autism. So you can see. I'll talk. Look at this ungrateful fucking asshole. I would talk. Come on. I'll talk to you when I'm ready, blah, blah, blah. Right? He has girlfriend. He's just a value-taking snake. He's no gratefulness. He won't even want to make a video testimonial. Of course, he got a girlfriend. He just doesn't want to give credit. Whereas, dude, this is when you get shitty fucking students that are so ungrateful. I'm not afraid to approach during coronavirus. Many girls are down to insta-date. Many of them have time to kill. COVID is a real threat, but media uses fear to monger it. Just wash your hands. Yeah, the thing is that it's over exaggerated. Wash your hands. You don't have to work. I don't know. Like, you go through the mask. You know, maybe just fucking catch it, get the immunity from it, and move on. So, all right. Still counts, dude. So you're not a virgin. So he lost his virginity with social calibration from Elite 30. You see that? So now you can see a pattern. Social calibrations are everything. Another student, do you remember this guy? The 18-year-old virgin who lost his virginity. He took Kaizen. He repeated the first 5 days for 2 weeks. Every single day he'd been working on the same body language. He was so timid that cortisol was fucking up his adrenal glands. So therefore, he had to learn how to keep still. He had to learn how to be relaxed. He was very afraid around women who were like 5 out of 10. Although this guy's very good looking, he was very afraid. Even if they're 5 out of 10 or 6 out of 10, he was timid because that's autism. That is too much adrenaline, too much emotions. And he had this dead fish vibe, this sort of negative, sort of like dreadful vibe. And that's the same vibe that the other student has who's in Kaizen because he wants to lose his virginity. He's very desperate in his vibe. And women can sense that. So now you're starting to see a pattern here. So all of them have gotten laid with social calibrations. Not social skills, although it helps. It supported social calibrations. All of them have gotten laid from social calibrations throughout the whole COVID-19. It cut through the virus. It cut through the motherfucking virus. Isn't that weird? Social calibrations have actually cut through COVID-19. What the fuck? What the fuck? Give a thumbs up if you guys like it. Let's see. So, yeah, he's a snowflake cunt and shit like that. So, let's see here. Oh yeah, so the other student, when I was talking to him on Skype, so he's asking me all these questions about the game. So I told him that dating coaches, the red pill ones, were all deluded, sociopaths, autistic. They have no social skills. They have zero. So they just SMV it with value. That's the first thing I told him. And he was like, okay. Is it possible to have 100% success rate? No, it's not possible. But you can close on the first approach very often. If you have right social calibrations, you know, and you pick somebody who's not too busy, not the highest SMV, and you keep her on the line. Therefore, you with Asperger's, it's hard to keep her on the line because you can't counter attack. You can't tease when you need to tease and flirt when you need to flirt because you can't read the emotions. But it is possible to close all the time in the first approach, but not every single time. Some of them lead to a dry pull, or some of them lead to whatever. You look at Brad Ass Kiss. Half of his, infields lead to all the lays. Half of them are pulls. So that's for a tall white guy with pulling tactics, 50%. So if you got other guys like self-proclaimed, with no proof, Instagram thing is evidence, not proof, telling them like, oh yeah, I got this and that 80 pull infields. It could be like 40 of them may have converted and the other half didn't, if that's the white people's statistics. If he claims that 10% or 11% of people gets dates or girls coming over from Daygame or game, and that's the statistics for white people, if they're all accurate and they all suck at game. They have no connection, no social skills, no social calibrations, autistic sociopaths. Then if that's the case, if you see from red pill point of view, then roughly my Pakistani mentor has a 95%. That means 1 in every single 3 approaches, that number will convert, that he'll get the number. And 95% of numbers will come on out. The reason why I give him 95% is because one woman flaked twice on him. She flaked twice on him. I don't know why, but every other woman were begging to come out. So for those people who don't think Rolexes help, he has Rolexes, by the way. And he also has a mansion, a $3 million mansion. If you don't think that fucking helps, you don't know where to shop. Because you're fucking retarded. As my skills increases, does my SMV matter less than more? It matters more because you think about this way, okay? For the SMV, it is more like a force multiplier. See, I only had this I had this hairstyle to mock you, to show how stupid it is compared to the new hairstyle. But the point is this. The point is this. Your SMV, your height, your muscles, your new hairstyle, when everything's calibrated from social skills, social calibrations, it's a force multiplier. Therefore, it is a huge advantage. Once you get calibrated, all that stuff. So if you're a tall white guy, you're gonna see the next boot camp documentary. He's 6'2", he's bald, and decent golden ratio. He got a 9 out of 10 girlfriend. And he has no emotions. He's a complete psychopath. He's a narcissistic guy. Psychopath, not socio, not emotional, not autistic. Psycho, not socio. He fucking killed the game. 2 girlfriends, 1 9 out of 10, 1 7 out of 10, 4 fuck buddies within 1.5 months of my boot camp. Unstoppable. A killing machine. Wears leather jackets, bald head. I told him to shave it, so he looks more like a positive stereotype. And you look at my other bald student, the guy who went to Las Vegas, 2 same day lays. She's 8 out of 10. Canadian girl he met at Las Vegas, actually. 8 out of 10. And he came into Vancouver, and he also banged on the very first approach. You guys saw the documentary, right? The bald guy, that Vietnamese guy with no emotions. He closed on the very first approach in the airport. How do you do that from my boot camp? And he also closed during the pre-boot camp training when he was trying to widen his shoulders, arrow theory. So the whole idea is that, it's like bald equals less attract. What the fuck are you talking about? Golden ratio plus height plus width equals arrow theory. Scientific. What the fuck is with all this spin bullshit? Come on now. Race, height, positive stereotype. They all wear Rolexes. It's all science. There's no theories in my game. There's no theories. Do you know your leg count? Yeah, it's over 100. Bradicus is the same thing. Why is Code approaching if he has 3 million mansion? He's a natural. He wants to. He doesn't need to, but he likes it. Because the mansion and everything is to give more results. To give more results. It's that simple. So that's a good fact. Yeah, I mean, 100 is nothing. 100 is nothing. And I bang a lot of ugly women too, so like really, really ugly women, you won't want to see them. I don't post them. I went through this shit to get to the better ones. So let's see. So like jewelry and stuff. Oh yeah, some of the dating coaches says that you cannot be a lone wolf, but that's bullshit. It just depends on the wares on the table, how much it's worth. Height, muscles, everything. The reason why other students got a girlfriend, a lot of people, even some of my students, have more than 100 lays. He's close to some of them have 250. Another guy I knew, a tall white guy, he attended my boot camp. He's 6'7". He didn't attend it on purpose, but he's around 300 or something. I think self-proclaimed high lay counts. I try to take credit for him being a student. I don't think he was a student. He might just a tall white guy going for Asian women. So it depends what you go for in the beginning. You can go to Thailand, and this is what I'm going to do in the future. I'm going to go to Thailand. I'm going to stay there for maybe 3 or 4 months. I'm only going to go after white girls. Okay, I'm going to go for white girls. I'm going to show you 100 fucking lays from beginning to end. Seriously. Maybe it's illegal. Who knows? To show everything like that. It's easier in Thailand. It's fucking easy mode. And then when I get that, then self-proclaimed high lay count guy be like 80 dry pulls. And I'll be like, fuck you. Yeah, but it was easier Thailand. I'm going to do it. I might even supplement with Asian women, although I'm not attracted to them. So maybe that's something I'm thinking about doing. And coming back to Eastern Europe and bringing that up to 150. In Poland and Prague and easier places like Germany. That's my plan. Maybe one day after COVID-19. Yeah, why not? And make that into a product. It's called 100 extra, 100 plus. So, how old am I? There's a lot of girls who watches my YouTube channel, I am much older than I look. I know I look like I'm kind of like 21 or 22. I'm so old that I'm actually the first generation PUA in 2001. Ross Jeffrey is not the first generation. I am. We both are. So if that's university in 2001, how old is Johnny Lee and how many styles did he learn? Every fucking style. I'm older than I look. I'm so much older. You see the white hairs? This is not dyed. This is white hair. This is like actually how old I really am. This is not like blonde or bleached out. See that? I hope that answers your question. But I don't want to directly say what my age is. I don't want to say directly what my age is, but much older than I look. You look young. Exactly. And I can look younger with intermittent fasting. And I can even look younger in this video if I do this. You see that? If I do this, the jawline will be even slimmer than before. This is a Korean jaw roller. I know every single looks like increasing tactic. And when it releases the muscles here, now you can kind of see it'll get slimmer and slimmer every single time. So this is a Korean jaw roller. It hits the muscles right here, the masseter. This is when you chew gum. It'll become tighter here. So there's every single, I don't know who Travis Mann is. I don't give a shit about choosing signals. Fuck these people. All right, let's continue. So he was autistic. He could not build social comfort. He forgot. So don't think about connection. Connection is not very important. Think about social comfort. The problem with, because he was so anxious with his autism, he was not able to bring comfort to the game. He was not able to bring comfort. So therefore, the Kaizen student was cock blocking himself. That's what he had to learn. Okay, check on the Amazon. Do you really want to slim down your jawline? Is that really that important? Travis Mann's a bit of a fag. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't even know who the fuck that is. Let's see. I told him it's like a social circle. So a social circle is like a tribe. If you hang around women a lot, right, you eventually pull them home or close them. So what I mean by that, in the social circle tribe, you eventually, after you hang on like maybe a couple months, or maybe you hang around like 10 times, eventually one day you might actually pull her home and you might kiss her, you know, and then you two hit it off and you two fuck and you become boyfriend, girlfriend. Does that kind of make sense? So that's exactly what it means. But he didn't understand that. But that fits in with evolutionary psychology. That fits in with evolutionary psychology. So nothing I say contradicts evolutionary psychology. So red pill dating coaches, their mindsets are very different because they're dark tetrad or dark triad. Because they're dark triad. You have sociopathy, narcissism, Machiavellianism. So they use the Machiavellianism to manipulate you. If that makes sense. With Machiavellianism, they always think about the money. That's all they think about. Money. They don't care that much about anything else. It's not about just like red pill this, red pill that. It's more like how much money can they make from you. And that's what I differ from. All right, let's continue. So when you look at it from psychology today, you'll notice the evolutionary of the narcissistic sociopath. They have this narcissistic sociopaths share many features with psychopaths, including above average intelligence, considerable social savvy, adaptivity, likability, and natural skills. Machiavellianism, manipulation. They are charming, outgoing, feign interest in people and subjects, and can convincingly fake both sympathy and conscience. If they do engage in charitable acts at all, they are only in pursuit of an ancillary selfish benefit. They learn from experience and show no dedication to a set of moral values, religious beliefs. Although they could be religious, it doesn't automatically mean that they're good people. Because you can see, even if they're religious, like a country, during COVID-19, they can still act like shit. The truth or transparency. So they really don't care. It's all about the money to them. It's all about the money to them. So they have something called a cognitive empathy, where they wear a mask. They can observe other people and predict their behavior. Is a moral, neutral, calm, and high-functioning individual across where moral and ethical spectrum. While social workers and therapists use cognitive empathy to help individuals improve their lives, psychopaths and sociopaths use this skill to manipulate, coerce, deceive others in order. While emotional empathy is an innate cognitive feature we all share, other social mammals, cognitive empathy is a skill that can be developed and refined. In doing so is the key to behaviors of both psychopaths and sociopaths. But it says that they're really into they're highly motivated towards accumulation of riches and influence, whereas psychopaths are more often focused on sadistic self-gratification and generally do not seek positions of power and wealth per se. So you can kind of see the red pill dating coaches, they're really about the money. So they'll tell you whatever it takes to red pill you because the red pill stuff feels the best. Red pill stuff is very comforting. Red pill stuff is like, oh yeah, I don't want to hurt my ego because you have a high ego, low self-esteem. Does that make sense? So for the PUAs, they're into RSD shit because they don't want to be offended, triggered. So the best way to make money, according to red pill dating coaches, is to say anything out of their mouth that will make them feel more comfortable with game. They'll deny all the value. When they deny all the value, then what happens is that people don't get results, but they extract a lot of money from people. And this is like science. This is science. This is from Psychology Today. So most people don't like to be gamed. I can assure you that. People are tired of that shit. So okay. So as I said, the guy only sees smiley faces. Smiley face or stressed. That's a problem. So when you look at the eyes of the dating coaches, and I show some pictures, you're gonna see something very, very different, very scary. Because you can only see with autism for the people. If they can only see the autism, they can only see a smiley face. So here's a picture of Julian Blanc. Okay. Is it bad to like our very bad, very bad? So I'll show you Julian Blanc. See that? So you might think he's a very happy looking guy. Am I right? Happy, smiling. What if I cover his eyes or his mouth? He'll look like a serial killer. Look, guys. Look, look, look. What the fuck, right? Does that look like a serial killer? You see that with the autism, you cannot perceive it. But when you take away the mouth, you can only see the eyes. You cannot make it into a symbol. This looks like a serial killer. Look at those cold eyes. Look at it. That's a serial killer looking eyes. You understand now? You're like saying, well, John, that's just one example. Look at Tyler. Tyler looks pretty happy, right? See that? It's a half smile. You probably think he's a very wise person and he's comforting you, red pilling you. What if you look at the eyes? Look at it. It's a cult leader. It's a fucking cult leader. He does not like you at all, calls you chodes. He sees you as sheep. You can see it in his eyes that you are nothing but money to him. And he doesn't give a fuck about anything. He's full of autism and Asperger's. It shows up in his eyes. Are you guys seeing it? Give it a thumbs up if you guys see it. And that's the very dangerous thing. Because when you look at Ted Bundy without the smile, what do you see? You see somebody that could stab you right in the fucking face without hesitation. When he smiles, he looks very happy. But look at that. You guys starting to see it? There's one person that dropped off. They didn't like to see this stuff because it's so true. So by dismissing blue pill, you dismiss social skills. But this is all I want to teach you for today, guys. That's all I want to teach you for today. If anything, been very popular. Here is the There. Here's the bundle. That's all I want to say. You guys like it, give it a thumbs up. In the future, maybe in a future product, I'll go to Thailand and I'll get like 100 lays in front of all of you. I won't go home until I do. It'd be pretty easy. I could probably do like 2 a day. So I have to be there for 50 days, 2 months. 2.5 months, maybe 3 months. This is what I'm thinking. I just got to think how am I going to get there. I have no sense of direction. But I think it's going to be pretty easy. So, one more. Tell us more secrets. What do you want to know? Because social calibrations is the biggest secret that you've ever seen in your life. Without social calibrations, because social calibrations, okay, I'll tell you another secret then. How's that? There's guys like Justin and Wayne that believes, oh yeah, it's about personality. Other people believe that it's about tactics. If you stand straight, you face her, and then you look her in the eyes. The big secret is that this body language is the same traits as a high-value male. Does that make sense? A high-value male will have good body language. So this is more of evolutionary psychology. So in the tribe, the alpha male or the dominant male who is way up there, he's also going to have a different set of personality. My penis is above. I wish I shut. It doesn't matter. I mean, penis size is more of a guy thing. It's kind of like guys are into looks theories and all this other. You cannot project what you think as a guy to a woman. You are not your audience. She can only feel the first 4 inches anyways in her vagina. That's where the feeling is in the vagina. It's just the 4 inches. Whatever is longer, right? If she's an Asian woman, her vagina is super long for white people. It just goes. It's just like endless. Like she can fit the whole fucking like. But only the first 4 inches she'll feel something. It's like once she sees the hypergamy or hypergamy, her vagina will just stretch. Hope that makes sense. So, exactly. So it has nothing to do with that. But the behavior is what my Pakistani mentor uses. Because he's willing to kick her right out of the bedroom. Even if he's 9 out of 10, if she's 9 out of 10 in looks, he's willing to kick her out. That's a personality. It's not a personality thing. It is a evolutionary psychology. Because if you're willing to kick out a woman who's that hot, what kind of personality is that? He displays that he gets way hotter women than her, many more. So she starts chasing. With the behavior game, the women start chasing. That's the big secret that you guys don't know. In evolutionary psychology, there is a high-value behavior and there's a low-value behavior. All the red pill shit they teach you, flirting, connecting, high-fiving and all that shit, that's a low-value behavior. Squaring off, making nonstop eye contact and trying to give her compliments, validation. Oh, you're cute. That is low value. High value is different than low value. And it shows up in your vibe and body language and behavior. Women look at the behavior. They don't care about just about like, oh yeah, red pill says to do this, hands in the pocket. They don't care about that. They care about the overall behavior. When she sees a low value behavior, because she's seen other guys in the goddamn, in Tinder, on Tinder, she swipes left on all the other guys with low value behavior. So she's training her brain on how to detect low value behavior. So if you display one low value behavior, you get wiped out. Does that make sense? You get wiped out because now you're swipe left in real life. Because of that, now you're realizing that for 100 guys that have approached her, she has a catalog of what is high value behavior and what is low value behavior. And you're like, shit. And porn girl sometimes tease a guy for how his penis looks on the. Do not worry about that. You are not your audience. Real life, she doesn't give a fuck. As long as she's hot traffic, she will still bang you. You just got to convert her with that behavioral game. Behavioral game is like evolutionary psychology game. Once she is completely hot, doesn't give a fuck. It's just like the student saying, oh yeah, I took off my elevator shoes when I'm in her bedroom. She doesn't give a fuck. She's already hot traffic. She wants to fuck. Hope that makes sense. Can I tell a story about your Pakistani mentor? Insane shit he does. I hear a lot of in-depth stories. I learn a lot from hearing in-depth stories. Well, that's one of the stories that I told you. I actually seen 14 women come on over to his place from Daygame. And, he kicked out one of them. And the other one, he fucked her eventually. One time, there was a Indian woman. He's brown, Pakistani, but she was giving him an attitude on a date. She didn't dress well, so he just completely went home afterwards. He's like, fuck you. And she's like wondering what happened. He's like, how dare you not dress well around me, right? I took the time to whatever. That's what he texted. I took the fucking time to meet you, and I don't want to meet you because I'm so busy with work. You see that kind of attitude? And then it's like 14 women. Yeah, all 9 out of 10s. I don't get it. Every race from 18 to 30 something. All 9 out of 10s. All 9 out of 10s. I was like, what the fuck? Not even the PUAs can do this. In 3 numbers, 3 approaches, 1 converts, 95% comes out. They say 11%. I have literally seen the women texting him, begging to come out. It's like this iceberg slim kind of mindset. And they're just begging. Now I was like, wait a fucking minute. PUAs are chasing and validating, yet these guys are acting like the hot chicks. The women are coming to him and he's dumping all of them. He's just telling them, I'm just too busy to meet you, like a player. He doesn't tell the other women he's fucking all the other ones. He's not like some bullshit Justin Wayne funnel thing. That's bullshit. Unless you have an Instagram with that much value and they're willing to be with all these other women around the same time, that is not how it works in the real life. Women don't want, even if they know you're fucking other women, they don't want to know about it. They don't want to know. But they know that's the only way they can keep you. But for all of them, 14 in 1 month. He retained 13 of them as fuck buddies. He doesn't want a girlfriend. As much as people think, oh yeah, everyone loves girlfriends. He didn't give a fuck. He thinks that's a liability. Because with 1 girlfriend, his mindset equals he has to cancel out 13 other women. I was like, holy shit. What kind of level game is this? This doesn't even seem like anything that's ever been taught in the PUA world. Hope that makes sense. This is like a next level of game. He is the best PUA I've ever seen, but he's like, oh yeah, this other white guy in the inner circle, he's 10 out of 10 in looks, but he got more lays than I do, right? I think he's up to 400 lays now in Daygame. So, like 400 and something. He's not reached 500 yet. But however, all the women are like 9 out of 10. I rarely even see 8. Even 18-year-olds are super hot. And I'm just wondering what the fuck. And one time we went to a track racing event. So I wasn't doing as good at that time. But he was beating the shit out of me even when he's winging with me. He was able to counter everything she says before she even says it. He's almost like an email sequence. Whatever she says out of her fucking mouth, he already has a counter. It's almost like Bruce Lee intercepting it. Every single one. 400 lays in Daygame down. Yeah, exactly. He has some like bar game and stuff. He used to play like a little bit, but he doesn't use online or doesn't use bar anymore. He thinks that they're all losers. But mostly it's Daygame. The majority of them. These naturals don't even like night game. So if you think naturals equal night game, I don't. In my experience around all these naturals, they don't even like night game. They're all day gamers. They're all pull, and they all go for same day lays. This is actually kind of funny because they're all like that. They all have perfect body language, perfect social skills. They're all millionaires. They all have the same fucking behavior patterns. They're born with the perfect social calibrations. They don't even need Elite 30. They're born with it. It's already built into their system. So it's not game to them. That game for these naturals, right? Game is the last category. They just need a little bit. They have maxed out 100% here, here, and here. Like I'm teaching you guys. You understand that? They maxed out the other 3. They don't give a fuck about the game part. Sure, it's not perfect, but it's way more than enough because they also got a lifestyle, which adds to their status. I know it sounds, yeah, but that much in Daygame. I mean, I'm just telling you. And they're all hot. Like, I think one time he banged a woman in Australia when he was on vacation. He was about to go to one bar. That's what he told me. Somebody interrupted him and told him the bar closed, sorry, and got in his way. And so he went to another bar. He banged a 10 out of 10 by accident. So his mindset is like, well, if I bang a 10 out of 10, right, then it's possible. And then he just bangs nothing but nines. Nothing but nines. 10 out of 10, he still struggles. His golden ratio in his face, maybe no one wants to talk about this, but is 82%. 82%. So within him, within the range, right, you can go up 1 point. So he can get up to 9.2. But when he goes higher than 9.2, this range is like warm traffic. Warm traffic. Hot traffic, exactly 82%. But if it's higher, it becomes warm. And when he goes to 10 out of 10, it becomes cold traffic. So I believe he's getting warm traffic and he's converting them to hot. I believe the women are chasing. And the golden ratio, when girls look at me with this K-pop and they see the golden ratio, where the faces, the dots and stuff, the algorithm, the dopamine gets released in their brain. So when they see me, they're like, oh my God, he's so cute. So that's the thing though. It's not about the appearance in terms of aesthetics, because some people can change their aesthetics like to look more black. They might shave off their hair and they might, try to look more like muscular. Or other people might try, like my old friend, he looks Latino, so he might, do this or that. Or I had a Latino student who tried to dye his hair brown, so he looks more white because he got white skin. So you can look like other races. That's not the important thing. Women, they see the golden ratio, and their brain releases dopamine. So when they see the dopamine, they get attracted, they get focused. That's the secret. That's the secret. So there are guys. Every single dating coach gets exactly the women that is on their golden ratio, no matter how much they spin it, always on the golden ratio. The hottest women they bang are all within this margin of error. Hope that makes sense. So I think my Pakistani mentor already, is attractive to women, but he doesn't look attractive. He looks like a chubby guy, like a chubby brown guy. But in reality, when they see him with the perfect social skills and he has no accent, he talks like a white guy, his skin color disappears almost, and his tonality changes exactly like a white person. All his friends are tall, good-looking white guys. Inner circle. So, what haircut should I ask for? How is he so good? That's the question. That's the answer. Because he maxed out every single category. He may not have the looks, but he got the golden ratio. So therefore, the whole looks theory is bullshit. It's golden ratio theory, guys. It's golden ratio theory. It has nothing to do with looks theory. That means you could be ugly, but you have a high golden ratio, and you will still get hot women. You look at Kanye West, you might be saying he's one square jaw looking fat Negro. But guess what? Kanye West's golden ratio is 9 point something. And Kim Kardashian's golden ratio is 9 point something too. Same fucking golden ratio, guys. Amber Heard, the highest golden ratio for women. Johnny Depp, pretty high, but not high enough, so she cannibalizes him. Angelina Jolie, 9.1. Her husband before, Brad Pitt, 9 point something. Maybe he's not high enough, so she cannibalizes him. Kind of like a female spider eating the male after mating with him. Does that kind of make sense, guys? Every dating coach gets exactly what's on the golden ratio. So it's not like cold traffic. You're going for warm traffic or hot. So it depends on the golden ratio and within 10 points. And of course, people always say, oh, I don't want to think about it like this. Well, it's not looks theory. It's not black pill theory. It's not maxilla theory. It's not like goddamn jawline theory. Although a good jawline is like a good arrow because that way is more slimmer. Especially when you're taller, around 5'11", you're a little bit chubby, it'll work against you. Because you're too chubby, the arrow does not fly properly. It doesn't penetrate. Hope that makes sense. So it's all arrow theory. Arrow theory is 100% accurate. Brad ass Kiss. You say, well, he's an ugly looking caveman guy. Guess what? His golden ratio is exactly 70%. 69, 70. He gets exactly the women in that area. So it doesn't even, it makes sense now, doesn't it? Height equals how the arrow is. Race equals like what material the arrow is made out of. The golden ratio is a tip. The muscles and stuff will show you how big the feather is so it can fly better. So it's not always about the goddamn face because you are not your audience. Everyone's like saying, oh, James Tuss this. James Tuss has a low golden ratio. James Tusk's golden ratio is like 72%. That's why all the women he gets are 7, 6s, and 5s. All the time, 7, 6s, and 5s. That's easy. When he goes to 8, as he told me, and 9, he said there's so much resistant. It's not because he's a psychopath and he cannot connect and he's sadistic, although that is true. It's more like his golden ratio does not allow him to connect. Look at Socio Prime. Okay? Another dating coach. Handsome as hell looking, but his golden ratio is like 5.5. So a lot of the women he gets are within that margin of error. That's why you wonder, how come this guy is so handsome, but the woman is not good looking? It's because that golden ratio. I had a student in India. He's always getting rejected by women, but he's a very pretty boy type, just like I am. But even if he was a pretty boy type, we looked up his golden ratio. It was 55% or 52. And he's like, oh, fuck. And I was like, yeah, I told you. This is why you're facing so much resistance in Daygame. If the woman is above a 6, they'll give him a shitty attitude. So it fucked up his inner game. Nobody wants to hear this shit, but it's the truth. Everything I'm telling you is evolutionary psychology. Women see the golden ratio, and I don't care if you don't agree with me. It is the truth. What exactly golden ratio? Raz Kiss is known to edit his pics. He's a fraud. I saw him post him bragging he's a photo to make his eyes blue. Well, he's a smart guy then, because if he's editing his pics to make him look better, then, you know, I think this is the thing about the golden ratio. I had a black student. His nose is like way up here. His mouth is like way down here. It looks like a fucking Neo or a Jay-Z. Okay? Like that. So what happened was I start editing his nose down and the mouth up. That was the only thing I changed. On Tinder, although I kicked him out, you know, he's autistic and it was hard to convert during COVID-19 at that particular time. Tinder, he doesn't get matches. Black Tinder, he gets matches. But however, the women start chasing him like crazy. Once I changed the golden ratio, so golden ratio, you can find an algorithm. Although people can dismiss it all they want because they're value deniers. In Daygame, this golden ratio makes a big difference because women don't know what they like until it's in front of their face. When they see a K-pop, they see a high golden ratio, they'll become attracted. So therefore, maybe my game is not like as strong as it is strong. It is the strongest in the world. But in reality, I might be facing girls who are like, you know, they're like 17 or 18 or 19 and they're hot and they're into K-pop and they're really pretty and shit, super pretty, and they'll be into me. Like, you know, 17-year-old girls and shit are into me who are super pretty. And, you know, it's just like, it's just golden ratio. The physical appearance is the aesthetics, the universal attractive rating. So even if someone like Socio Prime may have a very high UAR or James Tusk, they may have a very low golden ratio. The arrow is not going to, hope that makes sense, guys. They'll help with quantity, but not help with quality. They'll face resistance. And if you don't want to accept this, it's fine with me. You know, how right have I been about everything so far? Down to a science. If I've been right about every fucking thing so far, down to the numerical science, and the students are getting results without game or any emotions, and if I've been right about everything, I can bet you anything. If I show you all the dating coaches, I'm going to show you all of them, most of them, and I show you the women they get, it'll be identical to their golden ratio, every single one of them. You think there's so much game. Hot, traffic, warm, and cold. It'll be within the margin of error. Yes. The definition of golden ratio, you should Google it, but there's a scale that you can try called Pretty Scale. Pretty Scale is a site that looks at the algorithms. So basically for guys who are plastic surgeon, there's a guy called something Silva, Spanish doctor in the United States, I believe. And some of the surgeons, they look at the golden ratio. So when they correct your face, they're not just correcting your face, they're moving things around to fit your face better. So according to golden ratio, my nose is a little bit too wide for my face. So if I make my nose just a little bit skinnier, it's gonna be more ideal. It's gonna raise the score up a little bit. So it really depends. Everyone has a different things they can tweak. And women see that because, like I said, and this is what people don't want to accept. You are not your audience. You think just because you look at women and you look at the universal attractive rating, You don't see the algorithm. You just say sexy body, nice face, young looking, hot. Women, they don't see that. They see all this shit: survival, replication value, social skills. All of this is like the matrix. They see the matrix code of a guy. They don't actually see the physical appearance. I know it sounds kind of weird. They look at the Instagram, they look at all the status, they look at the money, they look at all these factors. They see fucking matrix code, guys. They don't actually see the same way like you and me. It's not like a woman's like a lesbian where she looks at guys like, oh, he looks like, you know, a pretty boy type, therefore she's a lesbian. No, they're not like that. They see ones and zeros value. Women see value. That's how they're designed from evolutionary psychology. Survival and replication value. Good golden ratio means women will be attracted. Therefore, good genes. Therefore, he'll be fucking other women, and she wants that in the family. But for survival value, she might be with a guy who has resources while he's raising the kid of the other guy with a higher golden ratio, higher arrow theory, the Cro-Magnon, protector status. It's all algorithms. So it's not about how pretty the face. What the fuck does that mean? I mean, James Tuss, yeah, but he can't get women that are super hot. Maybe he got a girlfriend that's a little bit hotter. Not sure how he get it. But most of the time, his golden ratio determines his results. His muscle arrow theory is just how often he gets delays, which is probably quantity over quality. You guys don't want to hear this. Maybe you're not ready yet. Maybe you've just been too brainwashed. But evolutionary psychology in pre-selection, for example, pre-selection, maybe by looking more K-pop, I'm more pre-selected if I thin up with younger white girls who are into K-pop. And that is true. That is true. So that is way true. So now I fit a pre-selection, which is the opposite. I should be bulking up and getting taller. But instead, I did the opposite. Are pheromones legit? Pheromones do help because the more you get laid, the more you excrete pheromones. So they do work, but there is a certain cologne that the inner circle uses. And I found that when you mix this with a pheromone together, there's one cologne that all women like. When I was at a horse racing event with my Pakistani mentor, and he stole the women from me. He did that. You know, lower self, brown people. We use a specific cologne. I was like, are you sure this is the right one? Yeah, dude, just trust me on this one, John. I know more about this than you do. Works like crazy. Also, the pheromones, that the more he gets laid, the more he excretes a pheromone, a natural one. And some of the people in inner circle, they'll use it underwear. I know it sounds gross, but they'll wipe their body with it, the sweat. These are top secret tactics that we know. We don't teach the public. But that actually helps a lot. I know it sounds gross, but the women will be closer to you. And with the pheromones mixed with the right cologne, the younger women will all gather around me when I look kind of K-pop, nice watches and stuff. I'm living in an area where most of the high schools are here in one college. The girls will just all gather around me. They don't know why. So that makes it easier. So yes, the smell or scent does play a big evolutionary role of healthy genes. And they can smell it. And that's the thing though. Younger women can smell it. Younger, like, you know, 17, 18, 19-year-old girls, 16, whatever. And older women can smell it. That means even grandmothers and stuff. But the ones in between, they don't smell as well. The ones that are like 27, 28, 29. Like, it's there, but it's not as strong in their sense. Maybe because their sensory perceptions are not used to it at that age. And then later on, they kind of dampen the senses. But I'm just telling you the scientific. I'm just telling you what's been working. And you're like, John, this is insane. I've never heard this before from anyone. Everything I'm telling you is exactly how the evolutionary psychology works of the game. It's up to you whether or not you accept it, but eventually you're just going to realize, John's probably right. John's probably right. It doesn't sound good. It's almost painful to listen to this shit. It's painful because it's so truthful. It's upsetting. I know it's upsetting for some of you, but the truth will set you free. And the truth will just make your life easier so you can adapt. Evolutionary psychology is about adapting. And the reason why it's so important to adapt is because, like Darwin says right here, it is not the strongest species that survive or the most intelligent, but the one most responsive to change. Perfume pheromone, Amazon work or not? I'm not gonna tell you here. Maybe it's called Bad Wolf, but I heard a guy in 2010 who approached from a train somewhere. But this is when Yahoo Answer was big. Cheap scented soaps like Axe Old Spice. No, they don't do anything. They don't do anything. There's only one cologne that rules them all. That one cologne that women would chase after you, even without the pheromones. So Axe stuff, they do help in some regard that you don't smell so bad, but they don't actually help you get her wet. So I think evolutionary psychology, even in tribal days, the pheromones, the woman can tell who is the alpha and who bangs more. It's that simple. It's that simple. Yes, I have field tested pheromones, and I have field tested that cologne inner circle, and it worked. My Pakistani mentor got a same day blow job during that horse racing, but he was pissed off because he could got a few more phone numbers that were converted. So he stole the woman that I got the phone number from. He thought it was his dick, and she turned out to be a complete psycho. And she ruined his social circle because she acted like a crazy bitch. He had to throw her out. But that was another funny story. But yeah, this is technology. I should not be talking about this stuff, the pheromones and stuff. I'm not saying automatically you're ugly black pill guy, you have pheromones and you just fucking fuck everything. No, I'm just saying you'll notice more women are more attracted. They're no longer like cold traffic. They're kind of warm. They go up by one spot, and they will gather around you. And a lot of times when you smell the pheromone, it stinks. A lot of guys will walk across it and they want to throw up. For me, when I smell pheromones, I want to throw up. Gay guys will find it attractive, I believe, because there's pheromones that they excrete. But however, for people like me, straight, we find it really disgusting, like a musky smell. I think that's why the colognes are musky. Women like that kind of shit. Makes me want to throw up. When I walk across guys, they all want to throw up. They're like, right? What the fuck is that smell? But the women, however, they start gathering around you and giggling and getting like horny and wet. Especially younger ones. So the pheromones, if you mix with the right cologne, will work. And one of my students are asking me, how do I get younger women, John? I want a teenage girlfriend. One of these students, that just got a girlfriend. This could be part of the strategy. I'll be telling you on the Skype. If you're watching this, whoever you are. But sorry. Laryngitis. This is too much. I should not be telling you all this shit. I think if you guys are enjoying this, give it a thumbs up. Because I'm thinking if I'm teaching all this stuff and it has not been public knowledge yet, they have never talked about this in the whole day game industry. This stuff is supposed to be kept top secret in the vault. This should not be public information. This stuff, we should keep it from the public so that way they do not know and they can just spew their goddamn red pill theories and try to be Machiavellian, dark triad, after your money bullshit. This should not be for you guys, but if I give a thumbs up, at the very least. I fucked 2 Chinese girls, right? Well, I don't give a shit, dude. You're always back here with your height and your fucking narcissism. Of course you fucked 2 Chinese girls, that's great. You guys, yeah. Yes, John. Ah, fuck, I got a headache, I don't feel like. Anyways, I think that's all we want to talk about today. That's all I want to talk about, but I 100% stand behind I don't stand behind looks theory. I think it's bullshit. All black pill looks theory. Jawline angle, it's all bullshit. Golden ratio is 100% accurate. Nobody breaks the golden ratio in Daygame. Nobody. And if you don't have a high golden ratio, that's why they use this sort of funnel game. When they have a low golden ratio, they either use seeking arrangements, or if you're a brown guy, you have 2 white guys next to you with a higher golden ratio SMV in it. It was Brad Ass Kiss and some other Chris White Fag. That's his name, Chris White Fag. And then whenever the girls look at you, right, and they look at the white guys will be like, right, and the women automatically converts because they're vibing this thing. That's the truth. So white people always are involved in the funnel thing. Always tall white guys, all the time. Tall white guys are so much value. If you have a low golden ratio, that's the kind of game they'll play. Funnel game. Asian Brian will get Asian girls. Yeah, John is so funny. I love it when he shits on people that have high SMV. That's so funny. Exactly. So you're black, you don't have any game. You look black. Come on now. That's like protector status, pre-selection, all in one. Around white women. And you're like having pre-selection and protector status. You might as well just be like, you might as well just have like a tattoo there. No game. Just walk across them. Just grab your dick and swing in a circle, right? Like this. And then the Asian women or white women, they'll grab onto it and then you pull them home. They already are attracted. One time I went daygaming with a student. He looked like Justin Wayne, but he was 6'7". He looked like that, but he's like he looked African. He African. It's like, since he was African, right? So I want to see what happens if me and him daygame the women. So all the time the women are pretending to be angry at him or pretending to be like not attracted, but on the inside their nipples are hard and they're like hot and bothered. I was like, what the fuck? And some of the women start dancing around him, the younger ones in downtown. They start dancing around him trying to get his attention because the protector status and the pre-selection and the long dick and the height. Now I realized something. At that time, this is way long ago. Maybe that being tall, black, protector status, evolutionary psychology does matter. Because these guys are not good looking. These guys are not good looking at all. It has nothing to do with the looks, it's the golden ratio. And Justin Wayne has a lower golden ratio. He's 64%. So the women 74. Anything above it, he's using seeking arrangements. Money game, purple pill game. He's talking about like, all this other pills. He's using purple pill. He's using money game. That's the problem with Justin. He's just a little bit on the lower golden ratio. So he had to find some other way to bring the value. But it depends. Sometimes you think certain people are ugly, but their golden ratio is super high. Everyone gets the woman exactly the same as the golden ratio. That's what I'm saying. Exactly. There's no exceptions. So don't think it's about looks. He objectively looks like a universal attractive. He looks like a 9. Because that 9 may be really closer to a 6. And 7 is going to be like tough. Anything above that is going to be a struggle. Or maybe you think, oh, he's like a 3 or he's a 4, right? In reality, he could be closer to a 75%. And it's getting exactly that, which is warm and hot traffic. That's what you don't see. Hope that makes sense. And maybe they might be saying, oh yeah, I'm ugly. Maybe it's not about the looks, it's more about the stereotype they want to fit into. Maybe for some people being bald and stuff and black. Or maybe like for them, that's better to fit in the black stereotype. It actually raises your value for race. And for some people who are Latino looking, maybe it's better for them to look more Latino. They raise the value. And the Latinos who look like white by changing their hair color, maybe it's better that they do that too. And the Asians who are pretty boys. When you look at the Asians who got laid, one of them or two of them are pretty boy types. So they're a positive stereotype. So when you look at the evidence, the Toronto guy is not a bad looking guy. He's also a pretty boy type. Okay? So this guy is more of the, like I said, for Asians, you want to be height, Mr. Height Man. 5'11". However, the other guy, Filipino, is actually quite decent looking. The Filipino guy is pretty boy type. And also, the other guy who's ungrateful is also a pretty boy type who got a girlfriend. But Asian, the same race. Well, that makes sense. This guy. Ungrateful guy. When he got a girlfriend below his look scale or whatever, and it's like Asian phobia, he was a pretty boy. He's not like ugly. So if you're kind of ugly, you're in between, you have low golden ratio, and you're not strong and you're not boosting your height with elevator shoes, what the fuck are you doing with your life? Are you insane? You're gonna go through a lot of approaches. You're gonna put like the table, here's my wares, here's all my value. And the women are not gonna be into you. But when a black person's like, here's my table, right? Street approaching. You know, here's my penis, here's my salami on top of here. Here's my second salami, here's my third salami. She's gonna buy into it. Hope that makes sense. I'm good looking, look at my face. You're not good looking. A lot of people called you on your shit last time. They're like, dude, you look like you're 7 out of 10 or something. And other black people called you out. Remember last time on the YouTube live? They're like, what the fuck, man? They're like, yo, bro, I'm black too. You look like that 7 out of 10. And then you're like, you're narcissistic. And you're bragging about Asian women. What the fuck, man? What the fuck? I mean, Asian women hates everyone. They hate their own race. Chinese women will be any race besides goddamn Asian men. When you think about it, when you look at the Chinese women, out of all the races, Koreans, Japanese, the Chinese women hate their own kind the most. They're psychopaths. And if they cannot get like a white guy as easily because they're a little bit tanned, they'll go for the next race, which is tall blacks, tall Indians, tall fucking Pakistani, tall Latino, anyone but goddamn Asian men. So bragging about that shit. He looks Iraqi. I don't know what he looks like. Nor do I give a shit. But if he looks Iraqi, he's still an advantage because he only goes down by like 1 or 2 points. From 8 out of 10 to 7. It's Middle Eastern. I got bored of my old haircut. Now I'm going to go for a man bun haircut. Yeah, you're going to ruin your entire fucking game. But whatever. Whatever. I should fix my hair back up. See a big difference in the stereotype. See that? By changing the hair, I have changed my stereotype. Is that amazing, guys? That means you can change so much of who you are just by making one tweak. What the fuck? See? Now I look whitewashed. I get rid of this Korean shit. Right? See that? So I fix this. Fix the hair. 1 second. And then I wear a blazer. And now I'm Johnny Elite, the whitewash motherfucker. Hey, what's up, guys? I'm back. So where was I? You see how you can change the stereotype? So you can change the universal attractive rating. You can change the actual stereotype. So you can choose which stereotype. So is it better for, let's say for somebody who's like Bangladeshi, he's like Bangladesh, like Indian kind of thing. And they sound like pinball machines. Let's say that Bangladeshi guy, he has hair, he looks Indian. So now his SMV is 2 out of 10. If he shaves his hair, he looks like a Negro. Now he's 8 out of 10. So which one, or he even like has a little bit of hair, he looks Pakistani. What should you do? Obviously, you should not look like your own fucking race. When you're Asian, unless you're a K-pop looking guy like me, you're a pretty boy Korean type. See, the last video, I look old as fuck because I look fat as fuck for the cheeks. Now all that fat's gone. You know, I'm just doing this. Now I can look like a positive stereotype again. Is that weird? So I can look at any age I want. I can look like I'm 20 years old right now. I have a full manipulation over my physical appearance. It's just when I Daygame, no matter how old am I could be whatever fucking age I want to be. I'm not balding. Laughing my ass off. If you're balding, buy a top pick from Shop for Drug Marks. Hair does matter. 6 foot white, does hair still matter to me? Not really. It's just your golden ratio. Your hair is only for the positive stereotype. So you got to move your hair into a positive stereotype. It really depends. It really depends. Because when you look at my other student, you guys remember this testimonial on YouTube? And maybe some of you didn't watch this fucking video. You all ignored it. But I did put a trailer up here of a tall white student. Nobody watched it. I bet you nobody watched it. I'm looking at the views. 1 second. Where the fuck is the video? Let's see. Oh, this one. 308 views. Nobody watched this. Okay. Look at this. White guy. You gotta think about them is that you must never ever put them on a pedestal. How did he get a girlfriend 9 10? And 4 fuck buddies and 1 girlfriend 7 out of 10.
That seems to be an issue with a lot of my clients. So we're gonna break it down to pieces. It's getting there. It's getting there. He's improving dramatically. This is one of his first approaches. He got paid.
It's not getting so horny. Some of my students that have changed race have gotten laid faster. It's just called optimization, you dumb fucking Cro-Magnon.
After he got a blowjob. But the thing is that the more places you go to, right, she feels like she knows you for a longer time. Everyone's different. There's no one size fits all.
The first day I was really nervous, like terrified. But now it's starting to make some sense.
He's talking with her, but he's holding one of her hands. He's walking towards the pole location, and he pulls her back home. First day of this weekend. Skin, that's cold. I'm not sure, but let's see how it goes.
I told one girl some costume. It was pretty tough.
How many fuck buddies did you get?
4. Yeah.
Okay, how many girlfriends did you get?
2.
What's the scale of the first one out of 10?
7.
Okay, the second one. 9 out of 10.
So for him, he wore a leather jacket and he tried to look more like a London Daygamer. You understand that? So he looks more like that. So I made him into a positive stereotype. So it's not the looks. If his girlfriend was 9 out of 10, the other one's 7, his golden ratio was probably somewhere in the 8 point something range. You guys understand this now? This fucking like, oh, booty. What the fuck are you talking? It's about being in the right positive fucking stereotype. And then the golden ratio. Right? I'm a natural alpha, you pretender, fat face. You're a natural alpha. How about you're a natural faggot? That's what you are. Going after Asian women. It may work if you're the weed guy. No, your guys are not understanding this shit. Guys aren't understanding this shit. So if really bald head is such a bad disadvantage, then how the fuck does this guy get 2 same-day lays? One in Las Vegas, one in Las Vegas, and one after the boot camp. How? Because you guys are stupid. It's arrow theory.
You can see that when you touch her at the right times, and you flirt at the right times, you're calibrated. You can read her body language. I can read her body language. Tell her about your story, how you got here.
5'11".
There's
Asian.
no such thing as a numbers game. Focus on her. Just do exactly what I say. Keeping her for 3 months. Fucking pay attention. It's not just keeping her mind occupied. Sometimes you gotta experience the vibe together. It's getting better and better.
He's not good looking, but his golden ratio may be higher than you think. He's autistic.
Now, if you can understand this flow concept, you can almost keep her on the line. But now things are getting worse. He's going back to his old bullshit flow. He's so wrong because you ran out of things and you worry because you're so not used to connecting. Bro, I can't even talk to you because of fucking motorcycles. And you know, if I had my brain in Europe, that would have been the same day. Even though he got same day delay in Las Vegas, right before he came to the boot camp, he still got another same day delay on the first approach right afterwards in the airport. But you're usually not used to it in the beginning because they put pussy on the pedestal. And a lot of the Asian men, they don't connect too well. They don't focus on her. They're not curious. The reason why she did not come with you, right, for dates today, is because she's not invested enough. She can never DB off the line. It's almost like a game of conversions. It's not a numbers game. It's science, not an art. Every approach, I like to say, is the same.
Now he's getting better. He fucked up at the end.
He's flirting with her. He's touching. He's doing all that shit. He's getting better and better.
She's tall too.
His conversational skills has dramatically improved. Your game has improved a lot, but you have hit a brick wall. Therefore, you got an emotional brick wall.
That was the same day right here. Right after the boot camp. In the airport. He had a layover. And guess what happened? Got a fucking same day lay. And there's also another tall student what you see in the future, but he's Middle Eastern and he's bald. And he got a model girlfriend, which I'll show you in the future in one of the programs. Okay. I don't have him up here in terms of the thing. Hold on. I'll go John Elite Dating in my new site. John Elite Dating.com. Let's see. More of a natural alpha. You're a pretender. You fat face. Well, go knock down another fucking statue and pull it down. Okay, one second. I'm gonna look up one of the programs here called Kaizen or Inner Circle. You will see that the bald guy, I haven't made a testimonial yet of him, but he also got a model girlfriend. What a surprise. High golden ratio, guys. Yes, John. You Asian hacker. 1 second. Online education. If you guys see this, you're going to start to realize that John was right all along. It's not about baldness, this baldness. That has nothing to do with it. Okay, hold on a fucking second. Mentorship. Okay. This site needs to be like more optimized. I haven't looked at it in a while. Inner Circle. Now let's take a look because this is the only place I've hosted is okay. Here's the bald guy. Remember the guy for the pills video? 10 lays is actually 20 lays now in girlfriend. This is his girlfriend. Okay. His girlfriend's a model. He's bald. Model. You know, way better than Mill's whatever girlfriend. It's like, yeah, she's a model, professional model. So I haven't posted this yet. But this is even before like he met me, before he trained with me, and he also got a same day lay with the Asian woman and a Chinese one, just like you. Big fucking deal. His bald sides look good. Can pheromones overcome other factors in golden ratio? Well, we have to find out what your golden ratio is first of all, right? Before we project any sort of opinions as facts. We don't know what your golden ratio is. So until we determine it, then we can start to think, how can we counter it? Because it's moving the value in different areas. Will that make sense? Will that make sense? But now that you see, right, these students, even if they're bald and stuff, it doesn't really affect them whatsoever. It's complete bullshit. It doesn't actually affect them. So yeah, this guy, for example, over here, Indian guy, he's a good looking guy, but we look at his golden ratio. Sometimes he wants like hotter women, you know what I mean? But it turns out his golden ratio is really like 55%. Here's him banging on women. But you can start to see that this whole thing is a science. There is no art whatsoever. There's no art. Yeah. Oh, now it's thinner. I can grab my own face with my hand. So it's like a finger or something. See, it's a thumb. I can grab it with one hand. Before it was too big. Now it's like smaller. You see that? So that took a while to get here. Look, and keep up. Hey man, we have autistic and bald. Well, the guy who you just saw in the testimonial is autistic and bald. Emotional snowflake, cunt, no emotions, Asperger's, and autism. Doesn't matter. This guy's also very autistic too. He's very emotional, but it doesn't matter because his height and his Middle Eastern race overcomes everything, guys. Girlfriends or not. It's automatic. I told you guys, you didn't fucking listen. Stupid. I told you. I fucking told you. But nobody wants to listen to the truth. You have to be stupid and what the fuck? Golden ratio. All the golden ratios, everything. I should find the golden ratio of all my students. And then we can work around the plan on how to counter it. Isn't like overcoming obstacles, challenges, shit test art, then you can lead the growth to your place? Think about it this way. If you're already like a tall Middle Eastern student who's 6'2", like my student over here, right? And that's exactly what he did. He got a same day lay right here. I fucked the Asian girl last night, blah, blah, blah. So is he dealing with shit? The question is he dealing with hot traffic, warm traffic, or cold? That's a better question. Hot, warm, or cold? Obviously, with a high golden ratio like him, he's basically dealing with warm and hot. So therefore, when he pulls him home and dealing with shit tests, it's just basically a guy that goes, here's my table, here's my salami, here's my Rolexes, here's all this value. And he's just pretending to sell her. But because he already has the higher value, the selling to her becomes easier. It's that simple. It really is that simple. Arrow theory. Does that answer your question? Art, John Blackwood. Hope that makes sense. That a person overcoming shit tests and all that stuff, if they have no value, she doesn't give a fuck if you overcome her shit test. You're still dealing with cold traffic. So if you can turn the cold traffic to warm, that's great, but you still got to turn it warm to hot. Does that make sense? Fuck, I'm in here for more than 2 hours answering stupid fucking questions. So, well, I guess Mills is gone now. He's probably off like doing a riot or something. I hope he steals some good shit this time. Anyways, let's continue. And don't forget to wear a face mask and social distancing. Yeah. Oh, fuck. Hair's kind of fucked up. Yeah. Any more questions before I go? Because I don't have time for these fucking theories. Does that answer your question? John, can I ask you a better question? How can I ask you better questions to asking dumb shit? Well, the thing is that it's not like a dumb question. It's just dumb people. It's like the shallow thinking. But you want to ask a better question, you better ask yourself a question. What is the best question to ask John? And then your brain will come up with a better question. You know what I mean? Like, what do I want to know? That's really important. What can I ask him that will maximize, your game to the next level or results? What am I not seeing that I want to ask John? What you're not seeing by your question is your question shows what's in your mental filter. Because you're still thinking of winning her over. That's the problem. Based on all your questions, you're thinking about, can I win this girl over? You come from a perspective of trying to chase her. So you will have to either be her type or show value higher than her type. Technically, you don't have to be a higher value than her type. It's more like, let me answer that question. So if looks is out of 10, money is out of 5, status is out of 10, game is out of 10, social skills, all that shit. So there must be a magical number that you guys must hit. It doesn't come from the looks. What's the magical number? So if you add 10 plus 5 plus 10 plus 10 is 35. 35. So what's the magical number? You need to hit 20. 20. Oh, 35. There's one guy in the inner circle who is Chinese, and he's ugly. He's fat. He's 300 pounds. His eyes are crooked, and his hair is thinning. And he's fat as fuck, but he bangs a lot of hot women because his status is high, because he has a ton of female friends. He can bring a lot of women to him to nightclubs and shit like that. His vibe is pretty good. He makes decent money. He may not have the looks, but overall his body language, his emotions, or the emotional control, the chillness, equals 20 out of 35. So he can be the ugliest, fattest Asian guy banging hot white women, because his value is above. As long as you hit 20 out of 35, that's correct. As long as you hit that, the woman's mirror neurons, right? The woman, when she senses you, oh, that's good, it's thinner now. And grab more. When the woman is thinner, I mean, when she's observing you, because women is like a terminator, they can see the value based on your vibe, your emotions, your body language. This is why social calibrations sort of hacks her fucking brain, because now she cannot see the value because your body language is showing the value of a high value person. I hope that makes sense. It's almost real time. That means every single second, if you hunch like this, your value for the category of game, or the 25%, now lowers down by 4. Now you might hover below the line. She becomes warm to cold traffic. You fix back the body language. That's great. You get timid at that time. For example, on your Insta date, you start getting timid. Now your score for emotions go down. Does that make sense? So it's not like a fixed value, guys. It's more like a real-time, flexible value that women can sense. That's what you're not seeing. That's the question you're asking. That's the question you're asking, Mr. Kim Jong-un. That the real value is not like automatically she looks at you as like, this guy's like whatever score his looks. No, it's more like your behavior. I'm talking about evolutionary psychology, plus your overall value, all this shit is flexible. It keeps changing. In 1 minute, you might be like 20. Next minute, you might be 18. Next one, you might be 22, depending on how your social calibrations, your behavior, your body language and stuff. It's not so much about the tactics. The game part is just the tactics. It's like, here is my wares on the table, and here's what I say as line 1 and line 2. That is a value delivery. What you don't realize is game is a value delivery. That means you need to have the value on this side before you can deliver the value with game. So therefore, it becomes a numbers game. That's correct. So social calibration, a flexible value system in real time. That is correct. That is correct. And what you're not seeing is that if you're new here, this is very flexible. So if this is all of 10 for everything, I'm not saying they're exactly 25. When you look scientifically, nonverbal communications in your body language is 55%. Your tonality is 33%, and the words are 4%. But let's just say, for the argument's sake, to break this down, social skills, social calibrations, as in body language, emotional intelligence in the game. The game is only 25% of this 25. It's a quarter. All these roughly are about a quarter. So this becomes 50% with these two. Get it? By focusing on the social skills and the social calibrations, which is the point of today's class, you actually get a 50% of the game handed to you without even learning that much about game. That's how they're able to get girlfriends. Because game is a value delivery system, and all of this stuff is being delivered, which is a force multiplier. So therefore, you should think to yourself, if the other student is like in Kaizen autistic, and he is having problems with emotional, he's getting too emotional, triggered, narcissistic, this is a lowered emotional intelligence score, because the students who are more psychopathic or normal without the emotional problems, emotional control and emotional intelligence will do much better than somebody who's not. So now that you think about it, the game category equals all this stuff. Then now you start to see that You need to calibrate this stuff. And if you work on the first two, this is way more powerful than most of the goddamn red pill shit out there. Now you're starting to see it. Game is just a value delivery, but if you calibrate this stuff, now your fucking value matters a lot more. Now it matters. It doesn't matter if you're not calibrated, because it doesn't even matter if you have value. Emotional stability is key. Exactly. My neck is bald. You give me superpowers in Daygame, maybe you should get like a neck transplant for fucking hairs and shit. Not just joking. But emotional stability is a very important thing, because you got to think about survival value. The guys who are autistic and overly emotional, if they're not like tall and strong and stuff, or have any sort of value, what's going to happen is that for those guys, they're going to lose the survival value. That means they cannot handle the stress of the situation. So therefore, without the emotional stability, they don't have the sort of alpha male, dominant male protector status, or do you see what I mean? They don't have the survival value. That means they're not able to control themselves. So you see a lot of these Mexican guys who are emotionally unstable, but they turn off all the women around them because they're not chill, they're not relaxed, they cannot handle the stress. So they go to this another higher value guy. I hope that makes sense. All evolutionary psychology, guys. There is no theories in the game. Everything matches science. Everything matches my student results, since I have 440 lay poll testimonials, and everything matches the science, the psychological studies. There is no theories in the game. It's all a science. It's a repeatable science down to a perfect algorithm that does not fucking change no matter how much you wish it does. The red pill stuff is just money extraction. That's all it is. People want money, because what better way to tell an autistic guy to comfort him that it's all game, looks don't matter, height don't, all this stuff, at least it makes them spam approach. So they might bang a 4 out of 10 women and they feel good, and then they get the money extracted. That's the whole thing. The secret name of the game is that when they tell you about his red pill, this game, that, it's just about how much money can they take out of your pocket. It's just during COVID-19, now they cannot do it because there's not enough money. Some people are on welfare or stimulus checks or CERB checks. And, you know, and I get it. Some people may not have a job, and some of the students still have a job. Some of them don't. But the ones that still have a job still comes to me. But you see the point here. It's about how to extract money like RSD without offending people. And here I am being the most offensive person who don't give a fuck about the money. This is what happens when you take the game and separate from money. This is the truth. It's like, John, you're going to lose money by telling these people the truth. It's okay. I'd rather lose a little bit of money, like compared to what I could have made, but I get the students who I know are going to get laid. So that way they can get me more students, because more lays equals more students, rather than telling, oh, it's all game, looks don't matter. If I told you that shit, right, I may make more money from dumb sheeps and autistic people, but my testimonial count will not be in the 440. It'll be closer to like maybe like 15. So which one should I go for? Higher testimonial count, less money, right students? Or should I try to go for money, be Machiavellian, and then get the lesser student counts? Some people like Brad Ass Kiss only has one lay testimonial, guys. Come on now. One lay testimonial, value denying piece of shit. He's like so happy. Oh, look at Asian women from Tinder. Ew. Good for you. So I like Kim Jong-un. Same. Hitler version 2. Great. Emotions. I have superior. Oh, can this guy shut the fuck up? So you need LMS at a decent level, 20 or 35K. It's not just LMS, but some of the things can change. For example, by changing your hairstyle, by using certain watches, certain fashion, and working out, having a good Instagram can bring the points back. So you guys need to aggressively fight to get those points, because sometimes getting a woman next to you in a pre-selection way or a good lifestyle, a lot of you guys are so antisocial and so autistic, so Asperger's, that you don't even go out there and stand next to a woman to boost the Instagram. I hope that makes sense. Some of you are not even putting in the work, and some of you are not really working on the social calibrations. I have banged older women too, guys. So it's not just younger women. They're of every age, but the younger women do find me extremely attractive. Extremely. I'm very pre-selected by them. So that's all I'm saying. But however, I have banged older women among all the different ages. So yeah, but the younger ones always find me more attractive. So we all have a pre-selection and protector status, but I have a pre-selection with younger women all the time, like crazy, like super high. They always find me very like attractive. It's not about a maturity thing. It's not about maturity thing. It's not about that. It's more like there's a certain tribe that finds me more attractive. You know, I don't like a woman who pretends they're so old because I look kind of young, because I can pass for 21 years old if I wanted to. And the woman, when she's like 27, she kind of acts jaded. She acts like she's all that. Like, oh, I'm so great. And I was like, bitch, you're like losing some of your SMV. Shut the fuck up. Come on now. Nobody wants to marry you in like 1 or 2 years, right? You're going to be overused. You're going to be like, you know, washed up. I don't care. The 18-year-olds, they're always going to be 18-year-olds. They're always going to be hot. Right? It's just the next generation becomes hot. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. I like John though. Yeah. So strong social media presence is a must, in your opinion? It's not like a must. It's not a social media presence, but it's more like a value. That means like you have to raise your status and lifestyle. But who says you cannot document if it's a piece of table like this and here's all your value? Who is to say that you cannot show like a textbook, right? Like this, all full pictures of value of your lifestyle. Because if you can demonstrate the wares in your warehouse and you have like a pre-selection and lifestyle, I'm not saying those are the only algorithms. Those are the only algorithms that they know of in the Daygame industry or the PUA industry. They don't know all the other algorithms that my students know. That's top secret. It is not discussed in public. Only my closest students know the real algorithms that can create conversion. Because here's another piece of the evidence that you guys don't see. Because my other student in Kaizen, if you guys remember, he is a 50-year-old man. So you're saying he's really, really unattractive in the face, and I call him an old fucking stubborn piece of shit, and he's like okay with it because you know why? John gets some results. Because he's like, yeah, it's true. John's right about me. I'm no fucking. Like, that's what he'll say. Because John does not care about theories. But for the old man, you guys remember him. Let's see where it is. Kaizen. Okay, so his friend, the first guy, his friend, banged a 20-year-old woman. He's 40 years old. And she's much more attractive than he is. That's his friend in Germany. So what happened afterwards is he told his friend to join my program. And he's like, sure. He's a stubborn fuck. But this old guy over here, you can see him here. Okay? 50-year-old man, bald, 5'7", elevator shoes. Without elevator shoes, he gets rejected nonstop. With the elevator shoes, he does not get rejected. So he pulled this woman here. You can see her here. And then afterwards, he banged her 6 fucking times in less than 24 hours. I kept forcing him, you better fuck her, because it's the girlfriend process. After he fucked her, I taught him how to manipulate her with husband material shit. So that way, she becomes his girlfriend. Pure manipulation. And that worked. She was his girlfriend. Does that make sense? It was a social media that really got her out. Because he has... all my students, he has one of the better Instagrams. And he was like, John, I don't know how to stand next to women. Shut the fuck up, you old fuck. I'll teach you how. Ask me, how do I, how you stand next to women? Okay. So, John, how you stand next to women? Okay, say this and do that and do that. I've never done this before. Shut the fuck up and do it. Okay. Just shut the fuck up. Go out there and do it. Okay. Hey, I got a picture with her. I told you. Congratulations. Thank you. That's easy. Yeah, I told you it's fucking easy. Okay. Maybe I'll get another one. Great. He got the ball rolling. And then eventually he just kept getting better and better. He kept getting pictures with women all over the place. All the fucking time. Better lifestyle, better everything. And then eventually women are chasing him, begging to come over in Germany from a different part of Germany just to pay for his hotel so he can fuck her. That's the conversion it creates. Is not, I hope that makes sense. So I get so many choosing signals that doesn't make sense. It's protector status and pre-selection. You know, it's just like you might as well just wave your dick in a circle, and it's you get automatic choosing signals because you're tall and black. There's no game involved. You just be tall and black, and they don't know what they want in real life. Online, you might struggle a little bit, but when you go out there, you just be tall and black, right? And just wave your dick around. And the women are all attracted. They start dancing around you. They just don't know why. Their body, they just start getting hot and bothered. That's not game. That's not game. That's warm traffic or hot. Come on now. Come on now. How much is enough money? How do you even evaluate yourself? That's a good question. For Asian men, according to a university professor, he believes that an Asian man needs to make $250,000 or more just to equal a white man in a t-shirt who's tall and decent looking. That means the women would be into you the same as a guy who is just a white guy who is 5 foot or 6'1", who is okay looking with messy hair and, you know, with a white t-shirt that's a little bit stained and a blue jeans with no money. This watch is exactly $250,000. So for a Rolex Daytona. So therefore, this is why I manipulate the value to match or exceed that, so I can raise the score. Wait, I should not be telling you guys this shit. Yeah, I hope you got your answer. Zip. Shut the fuck up, John. Do not say anything. You don't have to know. But yeah, the whole thing is an algorithm. There is a science. There is no art in this. There is no art. There's no sensationalism. If you guys who just ignore the fucking spin for a second and red pill bullshit, you can start to adapt your value and fight for it and work on your values. Hope that makes sense. Hope that makes sense. So for this old guy, you can see him wearing elevator shoes, but him banging the women, but it's censored, so I think it's okay. See? Censored. So it's not like you can see anything. But you can see him fucking her. Allegedly. So, but you can see him boosting his height with the elevator shoes in a certain fashion. I can't talk about all of it, but you can see him banging her. I have the video. I can literally post that on his documentary. I haven't even posted his testimonial yet. So he's bald. He got a woman much higher than his look scale, much younger. And she's like a very powerful person too. She's very influential. She can have me killed. Literally. Like assassinated. Let's just say that's how powerful she is. So I can't say who she is or whether or not she's a public figure. That's not important. But the point is, that's how much value he has. That's how much value he has. But yeah. Sorry. All right. Have you been able to game international models? What's different in living lifestyle and maintaining a lifestyle? How you even evaluate enough money? The lifestyle doesn't have to be perfect. Doesn't have to be perfect. The lifestyle only has to be like shown on your Instagram. She cannot verify that's not your daily lifestyle. It just has to be shown there once. That's it. That means it's like a Pokemon Go, try and get that fucking picture. I should not be telling you guys this. This is top secret shit. So living and maintaining, you don't have to maintain it. You just have to show it. She cannot verify it. That's what I'm saying. Is that brilliant? Is that brilliant? So it's like, you're like, oh, I'm in the jiu-jitsu gym. I'm doing Brazilian jiu-jitsu or Krav Maga. But you're just there for that free lesson. And somebody took the picture. They can't fucking verify you don't do Brazilian jiu-jitsu for, you know, just to show you a protector. You can't fucking verify that shit. She can't. So, but she already got like converted a little bit. You see that? I know that sounds awful. Have you been able to game international models? I've dated models. Ex-girlfriend's a model. And yeah, some of them, yeah, I dated some models before. It's no big deal. Just models. Like, without the makeup, they look like shit. Honestly. They look exactly like, you know, they look like 6 out of 10 without the makeup. So why put them on a pedestal? They just look better for that dopamine that releases in your brain. But yeah, I've dated models, banging models, yeah. But it's not like, but usually I think the hottest women I bang is around like roughly 8.5 because my golden ratio is high. But model could be anything. People would say she's a TikTok sort of Instagram influencer. Who gives a shit? Everyone could be a model these days. It doesn't matter. It's not like a big thing. Hope that makes sense. Psychologically is different. Psychologically, they expect other guys to be connecting with them and kissing their ass. So you gotta treat them like shit. You gotta bitch slap her mentally, like Iceberg Slim style. I should not be talking about this. Is top secret. I do not want to talk about this type of game. Just believe it's validation, right? Non-stop validation, like fucking, and using your Instagram. Just believe your bullshit. Just believe your bullshit. You have every other guy, like Tinder, hitting on them. So when you act like one of their characteristics, you get filtered like all of them automatically. Wait, shut the fuck up, John. Stop giving away too much top secret shit. John, shut the fuck up. John, shut the fuck up. You can't teach him this shit. It's too hardcore, like realistic and top secret tactics for the inner circle. Shut the fuck up. Do not tell him this stuff. All right. So yeah, I should be going because the longer I stay here, the more I give away by accident. But I hope this expands your mentality that even if the person is bald, it's all evolutionary psychology, all golden ratio. There is no theories behind this. I mean, these guys' looks may not even be that high. You think in the students, they may look kind of unattractive, bald, but it's all golden ratio, all height, all arrow theory, all evolutionary psychology. All of it's like social calibrations. That's all it is. Social calibrations. It's not emotional shit. It's just like emotional control, stability. There's not much like to game. When you realize this, you start adapting. Then you start getting more results. Train with me, Elite 30 from Hard Case to Hero, and also the Elite Bundle with the playbook. If you guys are not getting it during COVID-19 and you get access to my mental filter, you can ask me these secret questions. These secret questions for secret tactics. I know them. They're not in my products. This mental filter is worth more than the actual product. And I'm including 6 of them. 6 Skypes. You have to be clinically insane to not jump in on a deal right now, or you have really low self-esteem. You know what I mean? It's not a reflection of me. The student's already getting a girlfriend and getting laid during social circle without goddamn game. It's a reflection of you. It's a reflection of you. And if you believe this red pill shit any further and you get brainwashed, it's a low self-esteem. Low self-esteem, high ego. Fuck. Yeah. I'm broke. I need to make more money and buy all these Johnny Elite products. I think sometimes I think this is a good mental filter, guys. During the coronavirus, it did not affect me financially because I already have all these high income skills and stuff. They're very important to learn these skills. Most of these red pill dating coaches, their only skill they have is Machiavellian manipulation. So for them, their skill is how to manipulate the audience, marketing. That's their skill. But the problem is they don't have any other skills. So therefore, they can't really make a decent living. And they're so busy trying to double the Machiavellianism. I think that's what's turning off people, because when they don't have the money, but you see, you got yourself in this situation where you're depending on the government for stimulus checks. You got yourself in this situation because you didn't prepare, because you didn't have the mental filter. Some of my students, they're already prepared. Some of them are still making money. And I forgot to tell you this, but an 18-year-old student, okay? 18-year-old student, he made, I'll show you. I'll show it to the old guy. Oh fuck, I gotta cover his name. He made 8.1K. You know that 18-year-old student that lost his virginity? He literally made that much money. You'd be like, what the fuck? How did he make that much money? I'll show you. This is not like a bullshit. So I gotta cover his name first. 1 second. So if an 18-year-old can make that much money, and I taught him how, and this is high income skills, let's see, cover it up. Hit save. Just to make sure I'm not bullshitting. Okay. Oh fuck, hold on a second. Hopefully you can kind of see it, but I'll read it out. I did 9 influencers through the paid transfer. Okay, that means he's learning something. Hook story offer. So I'm teaching him some basics of this kind of stuff. I haven't practiced writing much myself with the words. Thanks for a gold coin. Never found. I listened to audiobook twice. I told him what to study. Extremely good. I'll try again. Fully upgrade my mindsets for money. Total sales in June was under 8.1K, sir. He was trying to make 10K. He's 18 years old, guys. That's USD. 18 years old. Under my training. And before, when he was in the United States, he was barely making any money, but I taught him how to survive because he's not allowed to make money. He's an exchange student, the 18-year-old European guy. But I taught him how to survive and sell stuff. And he made enough money to fund all his clothing, get Uber to fuck that other woman or girl. And then afterwards, all that stuff, get a plane ticket back home. All that from just me giving him a few tips. But I gave him a few tips here, and he's made 8.1K. You might be saying, oh, I would love to make 8.1K or something like that. You might be thinking that. But you were not prepared. You were not prepared. Total sales is 8.1K. Also, if I can use a Skype tomorrow. So that's more than an 80-year-old or 50-year-old man. Because the 50-year-old man's like, I don't want to listen to John because I make more money than John. And then it's like, now he made 8.1K, we made more than him. And it's like, oh, fuck. And now he's like, shuts the fuck up, and now he listens. So that makes sense. Okay. Well, I gotta talk about the 8-year-old. Yeah, we gotta adapt your training program because you need to lose that fucking pear belly and get that V-shaped body. I know you're 50 years old. I don't give a shit. We're gonna have to triple your cardio if that's necessary. What you're doing right now is just not good enough. I know you're older and metabolism is not as good, but we'll figure it out. Well, now that the 50-year-old man, he wants to bang a 20-year-old like his other friend. So I have to train him and update every single aspect of his life. He's part of Elite 60 right now. He's already got a hot girlfriend, much younger and prettier. I just couldn't show more of her face because I could get killed for it. Like, we're talking about high-level people here. So she's really attractive. But he wants a 20-year-old. And it's like, okay, sure, no problem. You want a 20-year-old? Johnny Elite will teach you how to get a 20-year-old. So, value system. Not gonna teach you how. There's 2 tops. I'm telling you guys way too much shit. Yes, sir. See that? That's what I like about it. He says yes, sir. And when the student says yes, sir, they just completely they just fucking do it. Got it, coach? They say yes, sir. It's like a military, the way they see it. They just fucking do it. They don't even question it. They just fucking do it. It's hardcore. Johnny Elite is God's second best in the world. What do you mean second best? I literally have the most student results in the fucking world for Daygame. Statistically, I am technically the best in the world for student results. So I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. If I can get a 50-year-old man, first of your package, oh, for fuck's sakes. Yeah, but he can't get student results that easily for him because he's like a value denier kind of person. He's not good at getting student results. So for him, he's not good as a dating coach. He's more like, John, just treat me like an animal and study my habitat. So his theories doesn't exactly match what he's saying. He thinks is one thing, but something else is getting him results. And then when I call him on, it's like, you got 82% golden ratio. Yeah, so what's the difference between us? You got better social skills? Yeah, I got matching. You see, that's how he's like. He's like really, really like that. He is the best PUA in the world. not the best dating coach, best PUA that I know. Yeah. So, but it'll be very scary if he wants to be a dating coach one day. It'll be very scary. That's all I'm saying. So he'll be quite a competition. Let's just say that. I wouldn't want that to happen. Just say that. So he might write a book on text game in the future. So he wants to write a book. I don't want any part of it. I don't get too close to PUAs when it comes to business. I really don't. So let's just say that. So anyways, that's all I gotta say for today. I hope you guys learn. You might learn too much today. Every single YouTube live is almost like twice the amount of mindfuck. Twice the amount of mindfuck. Today is like such a mindfuck. It's like, what the fuck? It's not all game. No. 50-year-old man getting results. He's bald, ugly as shit. Yeah, it's just moved the value around. He doesn't give a shit. I mean, even if he's listening right now, he's like, yeah, John's right about me. I'm an old fucking 50-year-old guy. He's ugly. They don't give a shit because they like it when I tell them the fucking truth so they can adapt. They love it when I tell them the truth. Like I tell the other student, right? You're a fucking, snowflake cunt who's too emotional and you're socially retarded. And he's like, thank you, John. Thank you. Because I know the truth now can adapt. When they want to comfort you, you can't change. You cannot use evolutionary psychology and make the adaptations. Hope that makes sense. I'm just gonna press the end this stream now. Just get the fucking products and shit and just save up. So learn your high income skills, because people that have OCD, they're prepper. Remember those fucking prepper guys? Those fucking paranoid. Let's stock up on ammunition, guns, food, and canned foods, and all that shit in this build a shelter. Those motherfuckers during COVID-19, evolutionary psychology wise, are prepared. So your mindset was you're not prepared because you didn't build the skills. In today's lesson, it was all about the skills, the social calibration skills. And you ignored it. And you thought it was all game. Game is not skills. Game is just a value delivery system. Game is just like say this line, to try to sell them on this this table over here in the streets of your value. That's the problem. Say this line, say this second line. It worked for me, it worked for you, diluted as fuck. But you don't have the same kind of wares, you don't have the same kind of value, you don't have the same kind of items. So therefore, game is not about skills. Game is not about, it's just a value delivery system. You can't sell shit. I'm telling you, you cannot sell shit. So if you go to Zara, man, people can't stop buying their fucking clothing. It's like crack. People's like, let me buy more. They're addicted. You go to Guess Jeans, guess what happens? They couldn't even sell anything if their life depended on it. You walk in the store, they're like, you want to look at our wares? Let me know if I can help you. And you're all creeped out. Like, oh shit, look at this tacky looking fucking jewelry here or clothing. It's the ugliest things I've ever seen in my fucking life. And you want to leave. That's what it feels like for people who have less value and they're value deniers and they're wearing hoodies and they're just SMVing it. Well, that makes sense. Yeah, anyways, that's all I gotta say for today. Hope you enjoyed it. And I think people are gonna drop off. Eventually their brain is gonna fry. Just train with me. Stop being fucking faggot and take the boot camp too and get the playbook bundle with the elite bundle. You owe it to yourself. You can't stop being retarded. So that way you can get access to the mental filter in here. The 18 years of game and tactics and all that shit. So that way you can get access to it. Like in here. Get access to this. That gets so much student results. Like so much, like what the fuck? How the fuck does 2 students get laid back to back? July 3rd, July 4th, a girlfriend without game. You see more and more miracles happening. And this is during COVID-19. This is not like other dating coaches in Daygame are not getting student results now. They don't even have any fucking access to pussy. Exactly. Get access. How much is social calibrations? $160 gets used social calibrations. And this time one Skype, I forgot to delete the one Skype thing. I was gonna delete it, but then I figured maybe someone like you might actually can use that Skype. Is it half a Skype or is it full Skype? I don't remember. But before I delete the deals, get in on it. At the very least, for some of you who don't have as much money, just get Elite 30 and use up your Skype. Ask me the questions that you need to ask, the right questions, write them down. If you need me to analyze your infield, then do that. Stop being retarded. Oh, look how thin that is now. Oh, look at me. I just had like a Korean jawline surgery. Look at that. Look how thin that is. Like a fucking, now I look like 19 years old. Great. Hey guys, my name's John. I'm 19 years old now. Look at me. I'm 19. I look younger than before. Exactly. Look at me. I'm John. I just started college. I just started university. When is John gonna be a multi-millionaire? Whenever, like, I probably have to start a second business because in Daygame, because telling the truth does not make you as much money. I can guarantee you that. If you want to make more money, just lie through your fucking teeth and tell them it's all red pill, and just, you know, say it's all game and comfort them. That's where all the money is for RSD. Just tell them it's all red pill. It's all looks don't matter. Just tell them that looks don't matter. It's all game. It's all game. This the fuck social. It's a game. More game. Just that's where all the money is. Comfort them. So if I want to make more money, if I really wanted to next year, because I got ClickFunnels, and you say, John, you have to make $1 million, I can do it easily, probably in closer like 9 months or something, 9 or 10 months max. Easily. I don't give a shit, to be honest. I'm not motivated by the money. I'm not a sociopath. If I were a sociopath, dark tetrad or something, I'll be all about the money. I don't give a fuck. I'd rather have more state results impact the world positively. I mean, I do make money, but it's not like I make like as much as some of my like other people that red pill you, because they're about the money. What happens if you already have V-taper and protector status? I think that's a very good thing. So you'd be calibrating more the fashion. Does that make sense? You'd be focusing on maybe what you can wear, and you'd be focusing on the hairstyle. That way, there's many things you can calibrate. That's the aesthetics, the universal attractive rating. So you'd be focusing. If you're taking my courses, then I'll be helping you focusing on how to find the positive stereotype. I'll be also picking out your clothing from Zara. Not everything works automatically. So I've had more results due to aesthetics. Sometimes you don't have to be that good looking, you know what I mean? It's more about the aesthetics, because some students may have a high golden ratio, but reality, I also changed their aesthetics. That also helped the results too. So that helps immediately, but the aesthetics is not everything. The aesthetics is about trying to figure out which frame you're part of. Are you like the, fuck boy or boyfriend, girlfriend frame, or social circle, friend zone shit, husband material, high status, daddy daughter frame seeking arrangements. So the fashion can be framing. So therefore, it's not just framing a different race, it's also framing a different frame. Hope that makes sense. So fashion equals framing. That's what people don't realize. That's why husband material works really well for the Asian students, because they don't have enough value to be a boyfriend material. So they should not try to do that unless they want more Asian women like these guys, that recent students. A lot of them just got Asian women. So the target I'm looking for would need more money. Those jaded influencers, I want to get them. I see what you mean. So I have to work with you with the social media. You probably also want to get the bundle and also get the inner circle, not just one or the other. You need to get trained, but at the same time, you still need the mental filter of more of a lifestyle kind of thing. That's in the inner circle. Inner circle, all the stuff that's being taught is not in the products. Hope that makes sense. It's almost like the sequel to the products, but all the other stuff is like a toolbox of other shit. Complete unrelated. Instagram, lifestyle, high income skills, all that other stuff. Very important, but some of the students are kind of like, they're not as bright. They don't get why it's so important. So yeah, but there's some really, really important shit there. So important that, yeah, I can't even talk about it here. A lot of stuff is so top secret in inner circle. I can't talk about it. It's like a secret society. But you have to be invited first. Doesn't mean everyone's ready. Holy, look how thin my jaw is now. Okay, now I'm 18 years old. Hey guys, my name is John. I'm 18 years old. All right? I'm 18-year-old John. How are you guys doing? See, without even plastic surgery, without jaw surgery. Now I can look like a younger K-pop guy. Because the muscle's here. There's a lot you can calibrate, guys. There's a lot you can calibrate. You wonder why my skin is so bright today and why it looks so healthy. There's a lot of things you can calibrate. And you'll even know it. Don't even know it. Hey guys, my name is John. I think I cannot get thinner because you need surgery to remove this bone here. Otherwise, this is as much as I can remove right now. I think I hit a limit. If that makes sense. There's only so much I can remove from here. I have to physically remove some of the bone from going to South Korea if I want to have more of a pretty boy look. To remove this much. See, it'll look better. You see that? Physically, that'll raise my looks up and I'll have less game by removing the jaw. I'll look younger too. See, now it looks a little bit older. Around like 20 years old, 19, 20. So everything can be calibrated. I'm just telling you guys. It is all a science. It's all a science. And the fashion, I've not talked about the fashion of how far that can increase somebody's looks. I can get rid of all the wrinkles from the old 50-year-old man. I have secret ways of removing every single wrinkle. I've done that with other students before. I made a student who's like 46 or something, make him look like he's fucking 29. And younger women are into him. I made him look like he's like 29. They could not tell. He was insta-dating. He's from 3 months of proficiency. He was insta-dating on Valentine's Day a 19-year-old Japanese girl. He was about to fuck her, but then for the inner coaching for the unit, because he dropped it, he ripped it off because he was worried that she would hear what I'm saying. So he just rips it right off. And every single time I tried to text him and phone him, he just kept ignoring it. So therefore, he didn't go any further because he didn't have my mental filter. He could have got laid that day. So he was the only student that did not get laid during 3 months of proficiency for my course. Everyone else did. That disappointed me when stupid students do their stupid shit. Fuck, I'm looking really young now. If I look any younger, I start to look like I'm 18 or something, or 17. So, yeah, this is another way you can get younger women, is actually by physically looking like younger. That's a really helpful. This is one way I can walk around like this. They won't even know how old am I. They'll just assume I'm like less than 20. That's all I'm saying. See that? So yeah, this thing could be very useful for guys who are like a little bit, like the face was very puffy before. Now it looks like a lot more relaxed. See that? Look at it. It's like a triangular jaw. It changed. The whole jawline changed. It's gone from square to triangle. What the fuck, right? This is a Korean jaw roller. So basically, the idea is this can relax the face. A guy called Good Looking Loser believed once, like, I don't believe in this shit, but he believed in a lot of things. That having a thinner jawline, but that only supports the arrow theory. Okay. So yeah, if you can find it, but it's really hard to find the exact one. It cannot be thin. It has to be 2 pieces. So for those people who want to have a thinner jawline, this is one of the ways of doing it. You can see that? I look very different now, don't I? I look much younger, and then the jawline is actually triangle. Isn't that cool? This is one of those secrets I should not be telling the public. Also, I have the cologne right over there, and also the pheromones. I should not be telling people what it is. I keep a lot of this stuff secret. So for my existing students who are my students, you should be asking me on Skype exactly which pheromone, exactly which cologne, exactly which all this other stuff, and how to make yourself look younger. I know every single tactic. Because one of my students here that got a girlfriend from social calibrations, he want a younger woman. I think the woman he's with is older because he's an older guy. He wants younger, and I can get him that. That's easy. That's easy. But you have to use a lot of different technologies to do it. So I don't give a fuck what you think, dude. Are you still here? Yeah, I should just stop this right now because all of a sudden the IQ just dropped. Hey, have you seen the rejection for your Pakistani mentor going out? Not that much. Not that much. He doesn't get rejected that much. He gets 2 rejections and then one of them closes. So I don't see too much rejections. No. It usually goes quite well. And the thing was that his CPU speed was so much faster than mine. When I was gaming that woman, I was going my normal speed as a dating coach. When he was gaming her, he was speaking right before she was finishing the words. He was almost finishing her sentences. I was like, what the fuck? This guy's neural net processor is much stronger than mine. This Terminator model is much higher. I was like, what the fuck? He is 50 times faster than any other person. Social skills, everything. His calculations is like AI quality. My one's like an i7 processor. His one is like a fucking super, what they call quantum computing. It is insane. You guys have never seen anything like it. He comes up with lines much faster than I do. He can come up with counter replies faster. He is much faster. And he's saying, John, your speed compared to mine is too slow. You better practice your exercises to increase your counter punching ability, or in terms of response rate, reduce any lag time, like a Terminator. So that's one of his advice for me. But he's very fast. Holy shit. It's almost everything before she throws a punch. It's kind of like Bruce Lee believes if you can intercept a punch before he punches, you hit the person, they cannot punch. So he's kind of like that, like a Jeet Kune Do kind of. So, John, how do we increase your CPU speed? Well, I would talk to 10 women a day, every single day, without trying to pull her or fuck her or flirt. And when you talk to 10 a day, okay, then afterwards, 10 times 7 equals 70 a day. That's 280 a month, every single month, roughly around 300 times 12. That's like 12, 24. So that's gonna be quite a lot a year. If you talk to that many people, your social skills will increase a lot. Hope that makes sense. I hope that's. Why am I still here? Why am I telling you guys all this shit? This should be all top secret. I should save it for my students. But it's COVID-19, so it could be generous, right? So the CPU speed, that's how you increase it. And you can also like practice in such a way that you can put everything, her replies and shit, like in the hat, all of it. And you just pick one out, and within like a second you have to reply to it. That's one way of practicing too. I have not done it myself, but that is something that I might want to field test. So that's something I want to field test. Holy shit, look how thin this is. It's getting thinner and thinner. Hey guys, I'm John. I'm 16 years old. Or 17. Look at me. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. I'm stupid. I need to read some books. Yeah. So for me, I could be any age. That's what I'm saying. If I wanted to, I could be any age. So I don't have to look old. I just dye this fucking side of here. Any recommendation how to practice for those stuck in quarantine? Well, you want to what they call attack the mirror. So for example, if there's a mirror, I'll work on one piece that is your weakness. So for example, a person might move their head a lot. So if that's the habit and they move their head a lot, like Indian kind of like, hello, how are you doing? I don't mean to move my head a lot, but the thing is, I move my head like the thing, or the hot ladies, the hot white girlies. So if they move the head a lot, you have to learn how not to move the head. So you attack the mirror by working on that one skill. So at first you might suck at it. You'd be like this, oh my God. And then the second time you do it, it'd be like a little bit less. You see that? Now it's down to the centimeters. The third time you do it, it's down to the millimeters. So it'd be like this. The fourth time you do it, it gets better. The fifth time you do it, now you don't move as much. The sixth time you get it, seventh, and you kind of got it. And now you got to build the drills until it's automatic. What is the difference between emotional intelligence and social skills? Well, the emotion is what you feel. Okay, so what you feel, emotional control. So the word temper, for example, to have more emotional intelligence. A person, they may think that because they're emotional, they're a snowflake cunt, does not mean they're intelligent. So when you look at a katana sword, okay, don't mind the crudity of my drawing, but for a katana, let's say it's longer. If the steel is chipped easily, okay, damage, it's called losing the temper. Temper steel means like when you throw the steel, it has a strong temper. Does that make sense? So the more reactive you are, or the more your emotional snowflake cunt behavior, like my other Kaizen student, the less temper you have, the lower social intelligence you have. So the more emotional, this is why the students, when you look at them, right, before I had 51 students for the non-emotional, the psychopaths, or more psychopaths, and you got the sociopathic, autistic, narcissistic type. 31 of them got laid, 53 now. It's almost double. The guys who are more of the psychopathic type, they have a stronger temper. Therefore, they can handle more stress, more survival value, more emotional control, which is more stability, which is a better for the student results. So to increase your emotional intelligence, you must learn how to be more resilient and less of a snowflake cunt by raising your self-esteem. Only through raising your self-esteem can you actually raise your emotional intelligence. But the problem with the dark tetrad, not dark triad, but dark tetrad, is that every single thing that should be self-esteem only goes towards their ego. So it always lowers the self-esteem, always increases the snowflakeness. Does that make sense? It always increases the snowflake behavior. There is no raising the emotional intelligence because they're always going to be triggered. And now we have a generation of people who are all triggered out there. They're like, they need their little safe spaces, right? It's like, oh, I'm going to cry in the corner because I get offended easily. So now university has safe spaces for low self-esteem. You can wear watches and stuff. The problem with wearing nice watches in the house is that even if it should be raising your self-esteem, for the guys who are dark tetrad or evil, they have a low social or emotional intelligence and a low spiritual IQ. A watch like this only raises their ego. So they're fucked. They're designed to be evil. They're designed to be money hungry. They're designed to be, pieces of shit. So the temper is always going to be weak. The emotional intelligence is going to be weak. And just by being more emotional does not mean you're actually, for example, a lot of my students who are Indians or Latinos, they have the lowest social intelligence. They're the most offended. Not all Indians, I would say at least 80% of Indian students, 85, are snowflake cunts, autistic, sociopathic types. And the Latinos, the exactly same thing, but higher, more like 90%. They're fucking triggered easily. However, the Chinese are a little bit different. They don't have any emotions. Seriously, some of them cannot connect. They have no fucking emotions. So it really depends on the race, but it also depends on the thing. So you don't want to be triggered, so therefore you want the temper. I hope that answers the question completely. Learn how to do that by raising your self-esteem. And to raise your self-esteem, there are things that you can do. So the competence equals confidence. Maybe if you increase your high income skills, it'll raise your confidence. If you work out more, it'll raise your confidence. If you start working on yourself, it'll raise your confidence or raise the competence that raises your confidence. Hope that makes fuck, I look young. So that'll raise the confidence, will raise your confidence. Hope that makes sense. So that's how you increase your emotional intelligence. That's right, self-care. Exactly. You fight for it. Every single piece of the point, that will be good for Daygame because it shows up in your vibe as a byproduct. So for example, my Pakistani mentor says, if you get laid, if you get laid way too many times like him, you just couldn't stop getting laid no matter what. His vibe, as a byproduct, he'll stick out his chest more, he'll be more alpha, he doesn't give a shit about women. So that is shown to her because that's the vibe. That's the vibe because there's high golden ratio. Although he's ugly, but to women in the dopamine release in their brain, he's handsome. It's just like when I lower the jawline and I increase my aesthetics, I become more handsome. So when a woman looks at my face right now, they'll have a dopamine release and they'll be like hot traffic. Hope that makes sense. So there's a cheat code. That means if I dress well, have enough value, lower the face and show the good golden ratio and be a positive stereotype, I don't have to play as much game. I can break through her resistance if she's 17 years old in like a hot, your Eastern European girl. So, not giving a shit about women means higher value. Yeah, exactly. You don't want to care at the same time that you're more important than she is in the relationship. The hard part is that you always think that, oh, you gotta put her on a pedestal, right? Because her shit don't stink, and because that's the problem. You put her on a pedestal, so you make her higher value than you. You have to make sure you have to first become equal first. Equal. And then you can be higher. You don't just go higher for the ego. You first have to see yourself as an equal before you even go the other direction. Hope that makes sense. Why am I still here? Are you guys enjoying this? Give it a thumbs up so I know. I hope you guys are really. I should have been like learning more shit. That's what I was gonna do today. I was just kind of busy, but I'm teaching students. Good live session. Wait, that was you? Oh, okay. Oh, it's one of my old students. It's one of my old students. Okay, yeah. As an equal first, yes, that's correct. So I know who you are now. So, yeah, I may lose your virginity. Congratulations. I think so, yeah. That's a long time ago, but yeah. Don't be, yeah, the emotional intelligence. I hope that makes sense because for you, being triggered more, I know who you are now. Being more triggered is what's slowing things down like a handbrake. And you got to increase the social intelligence too. All right. So, can I tell us something that you have learned recently? I've learned a lot recently. I've read like over, I don't know how many books I read. It's insane. I can speed read now faster than ever, and I learn more stuff about the game. Or I've learned a lot about the game, but that's a really like loaded question. Specifically, you're talking about. My SMV has changed, so that's what I'm trying to increase. I see. So that's not a good question. I mean, there's too many things I learned recently. So I learned COVID-19, right? Less people are approaching, and people like my Pakistani mentors are gonna clean up house. They're gonna clean house. My students are finally doing a few approaches. It's because the survival value has been affected. The women no longer have jobs. Now game has become a little bit easier. For those who are socially calibrated, it is like shooting fish in a barrel. That's what I've learned. Women are horny. They're not gonna fuck a guy on Tinder. They're not. They're just gonna pretend it. They're just gonna be like talking to them so they're not so lonely. Get validation. But if you do a day game, you have a more higher conversion now because the whole system been affected. In the past, women used to have like so much survival value. They have jobs and shit. Validation. So therefore, that makes it like harder because you need more replication value. So every one of the women have a job in Vancouver before. So therefore, the guys, they always go for super tall guys with high SMV. Very shallow place. So a lot of my game was developed from that. Would it make sense? That's what I learned. Right now is a good time because, like I said, survival value, replication value is affected. Going for the kill only if you're calibrate. If you're not, you're spam approaching like RSD or some red pill shit. Guess what? You got COVID-19. Congratulations, you dumb fucking idiots. So, yeah. What else? I should be going. Should be going soon. It's just too much. Like I shouldn't be here so long. In the future, I'll try and make it shorter. I hope you guys are at least getting some value out of this. I should not be here for so long or teaching you so much shit. Because a lot of you guys are like freeloaders. You're like, hey, if I stay long enough, John will teach me everything on the game. You don't get it, guys. You have only learned like close to 5% of what I know in here. 5% all this time. That's it. 5%. 5%. You learn the products, you learn like more. You know? Maybe you'd be lucky to learn like 25, 30. You get inner circle. Maybe you learn like 35, 40. Boot camps, probably closer to 60, 70. Yeah. But there's that extra 30% you don't even know exist. There's a lot of things I do not teach the public because it's too advanced. It's not advanced, it's expert. You guys have not reached a level of understanding. It's like if I'm an alien race or in the future, and I look at you guys like primitive, the kind of stuff I teach you is too advanced right now. So all you guys have is these self-proclaiming, high lay counts bullshit dating coaches who are just like Pennywise or something. Whoa, I got this many lay counts because look at my funnel. Whoa, yes, I'm Pennywise, the dancing clown, and this is my funnel diagonal skills. Here's my proof. Although they are tripoles. Oh, yes, they are. Yeah, that's great. That's the problem. That's what you guys have right now. You got fucking bullshit. You're so fucked with the red pill shit. You're so fucked. 89. You got like stupid fucking shit, and you listen to garbage from red pill money making bullshit. In COVID-19, people can't afford to go the red pill because it's bullshit. People need results. They go Johnny Elite. Why would they worship? People can't afford to worship. People are starving. People are starving. Why would they want to worship? That's like the last thing they want. Because they still think about survival. That's the problem. That's what they don't understand. The red pill is like, oh, but let's double our Machiavellianism. Let's try to be more Machiavellian. Maybe that'll work because that's the only skill they have, marketing. They never learn the marketing course. They're just born Machiavellian. Let's double up the Machiavellian. It's like, oh, it's not working. They're sinking in quicksand. Well, yeah, learn some fucking real skills. I mean, come on. I took a break from pickup content and I consumed it. Much glad you're still at it. Are you the black student that sort of like did not make me a video testimonial after you got 2 lays from my training? You ungrateful cunt. It's like all the black students never make me a video testimonial. That's why I'm going to read out all your video testimonials. It's going to be called the Ungrateful Blacks. If you look at JohnEliteDating.com, it says Ungrateful Students. I read out your testimonials. There's so many things that could have been video testimonials. I could help more black students. You know that? With your video testimonial, Laurie Guru, I could have helped so many. I have a new black student, but I could have helped more black students. You took that away from them. There's at least like 5 or 6 black students who are not making video tests. Is it a genetic thing? Are you guys so ungrateful? Are you guys so ungrateful with low IQ? Just sort of have this ungrateful, like, low spiritual IQ, fucking emotional intelligence problem vibe? That you're pulling down statues, you're looting shit, and you're not making video testimonials when you should be? Come on, dude. You got like 2 fucking lays. Doesn't that count? I remove you from inner circle. That's all I'm saying. I just want to say, fuck you. Why not make that? You don't even want to answer my fucking question. I asked. It's the same as all the other black students. You ask them for a video testimonial, they don't fucking make one. They just like, I'll make a good one for you later. They always say the same shit. I'll make a good one later. I'm grateful because you're all Justin Wayne dick lickers. Most of you are like have Justin Wayne's finger so far up your asshole that because you're fans, because you're worshiping. You don't want to give John Wayne or Johnny Elite the testimonial or the credit because you don't want a Chinese guy, that got you the results because you were big fans of the other guys. Yeah, but why not make that video testimonial? It could have helped so many other people who are not fucking sheeps. And this is why you guys not like my other army student, the black guy with 20 fucking lays and 2 girlfriends. You guys don't like him because he's dressing like Johnny Elite and stuff like that. And he's getting that results without Justin Wayne's sort of influence. So yeah. And he should be taking another Skype because he's getting hit very hard. He needs more game during the coronavirus era. He needs to adapt. He needs to pivot. And I know exactly how to do it. He just doesn't. He can't just SMV anymore being a tall black guy with a blazer and sexualizing it. He does not have the skills necessary to close, unlike the new students now. So I would say to others to take a Skype, but Laurie Guru. Why not just make that video testimonial and stop being a piece of shit? I mean, you're like, John, I got so much results from your training, even like on YouTube Live, but always say you have to go to work. I wonder if you're actually Justin Wayne. Sometimes I just wonder if you're just doing impression. Laurie Guru, are you really Justin Wayne? Just looking to my inner circle, are you Justin Wayne? I hope not, because I'd be very upset if that was Justin Wayne, and you're just pretending to be another random black guy. You're like, oh yeah, hey, how's it going, guy? How's it going, John? If you are Justin Wayne, I'm just saying what a piece of shit you are. I got way more student results than you. In 1 week, I got more student results than your whole career. And most of your student results are like fucking dating coaches. So your game does not work because it's all purple pill shit. It's all funnel seeking arrangements. So I hope you're not Justin Wayne, Laurie Guru. I really hope you are not. Because if you are, I'm very disappointed. Anyways, if there's no more questions, and my jaw keeps getting thinner and thinner, pretty soon my jaw's gonna get so thin it's gonna crack in half. Yeah, it's a little bit uneven. That's what I noticed now after it's thinner. This side's a little bit lower, this side's higher. Oh my God, they're riding Justin Wayne's cock. Yeah. So I want to say this is my other black student over here. I'm very happy he's gonna make a video testimonial as soon as he can go out. I've helped you with a spiritual IQ thing. I think you can close just fine. I think you have it in you because you saw that the 2 Asian students that are closing. He's pulled already, this student. Okay, this other black student who's not ungrateful. He's already pulled before COVID-19. But I think it's not time to go back out there. Be careful if you catch it. Wear a mask even at home in case you don't want to get other people to catch it. So you pull, that's great, but you got to close too. And he's going to be very grateful. He's going to be the black student who make a video testimonial. The other guy. Most of the black students, they do not make a video testimonials. Or they won't rep me afterwards, even though I got them laid for the other black student. Black students just they're allergic to testimonials of Johnny Elite because you'll see like, why is there so many black students in Johnny Elite? If you look at the video testimonials, like, is John black or something? Or then Justin, if you guys made me video testimonials, then Justin Wayne would be like, his business would be shut down because the black students will all come to me. But instead, you guys don't want to make it, so I have to read it out in the future. And the very first testimonials I'll be reading out is the most ungrateful. It's going to be all black people. When I read out the screenshot testimonial, it's going to be black, 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 black for the first few. Filipino, black, 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 black. How to make money online so I can buy all your products. Well, first of all, I will learn some skills, start reading some books. So this is a skill of marketing. You know, you can learn some marketing and shit. And this is a good one for sales letters. So this is not easy to learn. This stuff I have learned for 1.8 years consistently, longer. But when you read my blog and stuff, it's like, it's really fun to read, guys. Have you noticed that? You always want to come back and read the blogs. It takes a little bit of skills. Most people cannot write like a whole blog post in 10 minutes like I can. It took a lot of practice. And the sales letter, I've written all of them. I didn't pay like 15,000 or 5,000 for somebody else to write my sales letter for my products. I wrote all myself. So that's a skill. And sales is a very good skill. Maybe learn from Jordan Belfort or something like that. A straight line persuasion system is very similar to my Daygame system, actually. It's not just like self-proclaimed high leg count guy where he's like, objection to, oh, I use objection dealing. Oh, yes, I do. I use objection dealing, and therefore it's the same as Jordan Belfort. No, it's not like that. It's more like learn Jordan Belfort's actual full game. When you learn his full game, instead of like Pennywise over here, when you learn his full game, then you can really, really get it down. Because I keep the women on the line. If you use one small piece and just compliance threshold bullshit, which is like a taller guy who dry pulls and uses a funnel and Tinder does not count for testimonials. Automatically white students get laid because they're white, as I show you in the stats. But that's one thing you can do, is to work on the sales skills. So you want to see if you can sell something online. Maybe go to Craigslist, write an ad or something, just copy someone else's ad, change the words around. See if you can sell one item during COVID-19. And then if you sell 1 or 2 or 3 things, then you can buy something and sell it, something that people are looking for. And then you can make a little bit of profit and then you can afford my course. Hope that makes sense. It's not easy, but you got to put in the work. Some of you are just ignoring the skills. You're just depending on socio or Machiavellian manipulation. But the problem with these sociopathic people is they think they know everything. You know how many, the reason why I was not on YouTube Live so much, I was reading 2 or 3 books at once. You know that? It's like this, you know? One eye's like reading here and the other eye's like reading like that. And then the third one's listening audiobook. You're like, John, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why do you keep learning so much during COVID-19? Why do you keep learning? Why does it matter? Because if I didn't do that, my business would struggle. And also, every 10 years, my brain needs to absorb so much information, like an AI. Every 10 years, it has a growth spurt. Does that make sense? The shell has to disappear, and the whole brain has to be re-sculpted. To right now, for me, you have seen COVID-19 has not bothered me at all. It hasn't bothered my business. It hasn't affected anything at all because I kept this thing sharp. Now I'm becoming more and more like a Terminator, where basically, like, I just don't stop. I just don't stop reading. I don't stop learning. I don't stop like this stuff. It doesn't bother me. And unlike the red pill dating coaches, they were not there during COVID-19. Have you guys noticed when you have a lockdown? They all took a break, every single one of them. Have you noticed that? And as soon as the fucking gates opened, what happened? They all rushed in and start making content. And they're like, let's game the sheeps. That's their mentality. Let's game the sheeps and red pill them and just extract. Well, that's what they were thinking. But the problem is because they lack the skills or understanding of all these mental filters. I'm trying to sort all the mental filters. 99% of the books are bullshit. 1% are good. That's all you want to read. The thing is that it's just like the absorbing right neural pathways. If you absorb the wrong books, you'll fuck up your brain. Hope that makes sense. So I only read from people that, you know, that I should absorb from. I should absorb from. Everyone else I ignore. So that's one way of updating the brain, because your brain builds neural pathways. The more you read, the more neural connections starts to fire. The more you see the similar patterns. This is why Bill Gates, you know, Elon Musk, all these other people, they read. Warren Buffett, although he's fucked up now, because he couldn't pivot during COVID-19, no matter how smart he thinks he is. It's more digital now. But for you, the more you read, the more your brain gets used to reading, and the more neural pathways you build. So you can work your way up. Your brain becomes more and more wires in there. It crosses over to different neural pathways. Does that make sense? And then you can think more clearly, just like I can. And you probably know just by listening to me and looking at the student results that it is so much more powerful than the general public. Like all of the world-class people who are number one in their field, for me as a Daygame coach, I'm number one by far. We all have the same mental filter. Have you noticed that? Mayweather, Michael Jordan, we all have to think exactly the same way. We're all like Sun Tzu for Art of War, best general in the world. We all have the same thought patterns, or we have the same belief system. It doesn't mean you use it to make more money. You can. That's not my specialty. But we have a world-class skill that is so high that the general population, there's a bunch of people who are identical. Look at Steve Jobs, for example. He's a tough motherfucker. He's not a nice guy. He'll yell at people and throw chairs at them. Gordon Ramsay, although he's not the top, but he's still pretty good. He's a tough motherfucker. Elon Musk is tough. Mayweather Jr. is tough. They're all tough. Because in their mindset, they're smart. They know how to manifest. They're smart motherfuckers. Is genetics. You're born into it. Is blue blood. We are all born into this. It is, people think, well, I can work hard and become number one at something in the world. No. There's a genetic trait. There's a genetic trait. So for me, genetically, it's been pretty damn helpful that I can separate the emotions from the logic and not be diluted. And when I see the students, when I teach them, people wonder, how do you know so much about me, John? I can talk to a student on the phone, and within like less than a few minutes, I know everything about them, and I can tell them about their life. And they're like, what the fuck, man? I see you like an AI. So strengthen the neural connections And what I can say is that be teachable. I taught a lesson in the inner circle. When you learn this stuff, a lot of things that you always watch it from your own mental filter. Just like when you're learning Elite 30, you think you know everything. That's the problem. So it slows down the actual input output. It's like a video card. So if it's Team Green NVIDIA, which is more psychopath kind of students, Team Red AMD snowflake cunts. Okay, Team Green versus Team Red. If you try to think more like on Team Green, less emotional, you absorb it, it'll output better. But when you're Team Red, right, and you're emotional and you're learning stuff, it's gonna corrupt everything. So the speed of implementation is everything. This is why some students learn faster and get results faster than others. Besides the value, some of them have a faster mindset. They say, yes, sir. Have you noticed that? The old 50-year-old man said, yes, sir. Why does a 50-year-old man say yes, sir to Johnny Lee? Because he already got results. Because the first time before he got that girlfriend, the very first time I said, you're going to take 4 months to get laid if you continue to be a stubborn fucking old piece of shit. And he's like, oh, fuck. Yes, sir. And he's like, I want this Rolex Daytona with a leather strap. And I was like, you dumb fucking idiot. You're going to get this watch. I like the other watch. It's like, does the woman like the other watch? I don't know. No, they like this watch. This one's going to get you laid more. I'll just fucking do it, you old fucking stubborn. Okay, yes, sir. And then he just does it. I don't know why I'm doing this, but John says to do it. I'm just going to fuck. And guess what happened? Got a girlfriend, 6 days. He also got a blowjob too on the side. He pulled in Portugal when he went over to vacation. He was about to close if he was there for 2 more days. This old man became a fucking Daygame killing machine Terminator. So it's not about the fucking looks, guys. It's not. It's about the value. He learned Kaizen, social calibrations. Hope that makes sense. I think people are dropping off now, but I hope that makes sense. I hope that answers your question. If you guys like it, give it a thumbs up. This could be like, this is a really hardcore video, guys. This is not easy to take today. It's not. 3 hours, 30 minutes. That's a long time. So if there's nothing else, I'm going to stop it right now. I hope you guys learn a lot. Peace to the Middle East. And look how thin my jaw is. There's a fucking dimple here. What the fuck is this? I didn't know I had a dimple. Oh, whatever. Who gives a shit? I'll deal with it later. It looks almost like a fake jawline now. You see that? It's like a prop or something. What the fuck? See, now I got this jawline that black pill loves. Right? They're like, oh no, the line shows up. Here's the L shape. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Anyways, yeah. Like I said, it's not all looks. It's not about being bald. It's not about this. It's not about that. Social calibrations. Is height matters. Certain races get relationships faster, as you know. Certain races, right, especially on Tinder, gets results faster. Now you know. Evolutionary psychology is everything. It's not rocket science, guys. As some of those Instagram models, you will need large sums of money plus social intelligence. I don't think so. You don't give them any money. My Pakistani mentor mostly bangs those Instagram model type of women. You need social intelligence. I'm saying a mansion would help. You know, but for him, he just bangs them and tells them to fuck off or he's too busy. So if that's what you're after, then maybe for you, you need to boost your lifestyle. If you don't have to go in racial. I know you don't have the height. I know your height. Right? And you're very timid in your body language. This is why social calibrations matter. Social skills. But the thing is that because you're not making enough money, you don't even have high income skills. You're having a problem learning the skills. Like I said, you already got laid under my training. Okay, so you're already one of my student testimonials. Although you're one of the more hard case students or impossible case. But the skill acquisition of the mental filter of absorbing and applying could be a lot faster. Maybe you should work on that first. Yeah. How else can I boast about my mental performance? I saw your video recently. I bought fish oil. I need to buy vitamin D. Maybe some nootropics. You can increase your brain capacity. Maybe some adrafenone or phenibut or NuEP or NuPep, which will help you like absorb things faster. That's look into nootropics. I'm not saying everyone should use nootropics, but that can help some people boost it, but only if you use omega 369, because it's kind of like it's like a NOS in the car. If you try to use that stuff and you're autistic, you'll burn yourself out. You'll burn yourself out because the gas will go too much. The engine will fry up. So in that case, you want to have the omega-3 for the gas, the fuel, and then you can put the NOS in there. So that'll make you a little bit smarter. Hope that makes sense. Nootropics. I think adrafenone will help you focus so you can learn some skills. Phenibut is very dangerous because every 2 days, if you take it too much, you become like tolerance building. NuEP is kind of like it crosses the neural pathways. Instead of using like micro dosing, like LSD. I'm not saying I don't support hard drugs or anything like that, but NuEP can do something similar. You can learn faster. But if your brain, the mindset's fucked, and maybe it's not about the brain boosting thing, it's about fixing the mindsets. How fast can you learn something, and how fast can you output what you learn? But if you got autism and you learn it, you always have a Swiss cheese brain. You always learn it incorrectly. There's always pieces missing. The notes you take from what I teach you is not the same notes as what I taught you. So there's a lot of issues with impossible cases. When I train them, it's really tough to train them. It is like hell. The worst experience. Nobody can train impossible cases except John Elite. So how can I learn high income skills from you? Application fast. Well, the thing is that the only students who are allowed to learn high income skills is for Elite 60. One of my students, he's the impossible case Indian guy because he took the boot camp. And 3 months of proficiency, he was invited to Elite 60. I invited the 18-year-old student to it. He did not take it, which is stupid because he can earn so much money back in less than like 1 month. He can make it all back. But for him, he's stupid. The old man was dismissing it. It was like, oh yeah, why am I learning all this high incomes? He's stupid. Because the other student made 8.1K. I'm not going to teach you this skill unless you want me to make a separate course on how to do copywriting and sales skills or public speaking or something. My other student who screwed me over for $2.2 million, that's how much he made. Do you guys remember that Asian guy? He fucked me over, dark tetrad, narcissistic sociopath. When I taught him, he won 3 public speaking competitions. And he got 3rd place on the other one. But I realized who the other guy is. He was competing as a black guy who I believe is a really world-class public speaker. He got 2nd place in the same city. I also saw him in the ClickFunnels forum because I also use ClickFunnels site for johnelitedating.com. He's a professional, like world-class public speaker. My student only got 3rd place against him. But he got that he was able to compete. So these high income skills are from game skills. It is translated. But I don't use Machiavellian manipulation in marketing to make money. I use high income skills. Hope that makes sense. I'm not going to teach you that stuff. If I taught you, because knowing you how fucking slow you will learn, you'll be like resisting everything. You're not the right student. I wouldn't do it for like, you wouldn't be able to afford it anyways. So, sorry. Application. Yeah, apply faster. That's the problem. The problem is because you got Swiss cheese brain. So everything that you try to learn in here, it's going to be wrong. You can only absorb like 40%. When I was teaching a black student before I kicked him out, I also kicked him out inner circle. It's like completely retarded. Waste my time. So for him, it's not I kicked him out. It already expired in May. But the thing was that he didn't learn anything. I told him to read this book. It took him like close to like 3 or 4 weeks, and he barely read it. And he lied to me. He lied to me twice. He lied to me 3rd time. And then the 4th time, he kind of read a little bit of it. I hope that makes sense. He read a little bit of it, and it was too late. He could have used that skill all along. It would have helped him tremendously to make more money. That's what he's asking me. John, how do I make more money so I can get more income so I can move out? But he didn't listen. Your mindset may be the very thing that can fuck you up. The mindset is more important. For you, it's not the high income skills. You cannot acquire skills until your mindset is set to learn the skills. So your problem is all mindset, which is created by mental illnesses. And you, when I look at the chart, the comorbidity, you have a lot of them. Plus the delusional behavior, that's gonna fuck you up. Hope that makes sense. So, yeah. I hope that answers your question. Yeah. If I'm on fucking YouTube Live any longer and my jawline gets any thinner, you're not even gonna recognize me. You're not gonna recognize me anymore. You're gonna be like, who is that guy? Oh, that's Jonathan. Is it? Are you sure? That's him, man. Yeah. Anyways, I don't see any more thumbs up, so that's the end of it. But you kind of know now. Mindsets, not skill set. Mindset before skill set. And you might think RSD is about mindsets, right? Their inner game. No, their inner game is not identical to the kind of mindsets that make people successful. It's not the same thing. It's the opposite. The problem with RSD is they spam approach so much. You know, they spam approach so fucking much that they're fucking up their skills, because the more they spam approach and the more they try to show off their value, like here's the table and bullshit, like here's a wooden spoon, here's a fucking broken pen, they develop that as their habit and they're stuck. The longer they RSD it or red pill it, the more they get stuck because they're not working on the social calibrations. Hope that makes sense. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. Fuck, I'm dizzy. How the fuck am I here so long? 3 hours 41 minutes. What the fuck, man? He's texting me right now. Stealing or something. I really appreciate what is needed to improve. Understand what next is to improve my mindset to apply faster. That's correct. Oh fuck! Now I have you like texting me again. Oh, for fuck's sakes! Just fucking yeah. Just isn't. In order to improve on the mindsets, to take action, you must be able to fill up your mind with the correct things, the correct neural pathways. For you, because your perception is so bad, you cannot actually fill it up properly. So whatever action you take will be incorrect. Sorry, but that's the life of a impossible case. Oh fuck! I'm so dizzy. So look at that fucking jawline. What the hell? Who is this guy? Who's on the fucking screen right now? Oh, K-pop artist. Blah blah blah. K-pop. White girls love it. I slave to the dancing machine of Korea. Plastic surgery. All right. What the fuck? Yeah, I don't even recognize myself right now. It's like, what the fuck? Who's this guy? All right. Well, I hope you learned something. Peace out, motherfuckers.